Sometimes you need to get knocked down before you can really figure out what your fight is and how you need to fight it. Sometimes you need to feel the pain and sting of defeat to activate the real passion and purpose that God predestined inside of you. God says in Jeremiah, I know the plans I have for you. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Hear me well on this day. This day when you have reached the hilltop and you are deciding on next jobs, next steps, careers, further education. You would rather find purpose than a job or a career. Purpose crosses disciplines. Purpose is an essential element of you. It is the reason you are on the planet at this particular time in history. Your very existence is wrapped up in the things you are here to fulfill. Whatever you choose for a career path, remember the struggles along the way are only meant to shape you for your purpose. When God has something for you, it doesn't matter who stands against it. If it's meant for you, God will move someone that's holding you back away from a door and put someone there who will open it for you. I don't know what your future is, but if you're willing to take the harder way, the more complicated one, the one with more failures at first than successes, the one that has ultimately proven to have more meaning, more victory, more glory, then you will not regret it. Press on with pride and press on with purpose and appreciate what God has brought you through.
Two, three, four.
I was born by the river in a little tent, and oh, just like the river I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. It's been too hard to live it, but I'm afraid to die, 'cause who knows what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming. I know, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. And then I go to my brother, and I say, brother, help me please. And he winds up knocking me back down on my knees. Whoa, there been times that I thought, whoa, I wouldn't last too long, but now I think I'm able to carry on. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Oh, yes it will. It's gonna change. It's gonna change. Oh, yes, it will.
There might be less football being played, but BetOnline has way more stuff to bet on this playoff season. From score totals, player performance props to where the next fired coach is going to land, BetOnline is the number one spot for all things NFL betting in 2022. Hey y'all, it's your boy Lloyd Spence, and with the new year comes a new updated desktop and mobile website to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use our promo code BELIEVE, B-L-E-A-V, to get started. And it's not just football. BetOnline's basketball, hockey, boxing, and UFC odds coverage is the best of the business. From sports right down to your favorite Vegas casino games, BetOnline is your number one online wagering destination. BetOnline, the fastest and easiest way to wager on all your favorite sports and play your favorite game. BetOnline, where the game starts. And tell them the Noisemaker said.
Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Yeah. Popcorn World. Can I make you move now? Yes, I can. So you can get this groove in the back of a can. Let you make it round the world with the holes in your hand. Popcorn world. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. I said popcorn make you smile. Ah. Popcorn world. Popcorn world. Popcorn world. Popcorn world. The popcorn world.
What's that saying? Breaking down the rumor. I'm smiling now. Speaking for the people who must go around. Taking truth to power. With a whisper and a shout. We're talking noise. Oh yeah. Talking noise. Hey yeah. Say it again. Say we're talking noise. Yeah. Talking noise. Really don't have time to fool around. Never noise keeps us under. When truth divine. The sign that you is a sign of success. We're talking noise. Oh yeah. Talking noise. Yeah. Picking up all the time. We're talking noise. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Talking noise. Say it again. We're talking noise.
Welcome to Talkin Noise, the daily podcast that brings you up to speed and keeps you informed about real issues affecting real people. With your host, Mr. Talkin Noise himself, Lloyd Spence. His beautiful wife, Mrs. Noise, Kenyatta Spence. The ever-informed Brother Noise, Alan Brown. And yours cordially, Uncle Noise, Shake Anderson. Come on in and join us as we reveal and opine today's most pressing issues. Real truth while having real fun. Talkin Noise is in your house right now. So sit back and enjoy Talkin Noise.
Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
It is hump day for sure, but it's also Women's Wednesday. And coming in hot. We coming in hot on Women in Wednesday. We coming in on fire right from the top of the show. We coming in even without the call to worship, because when you got a great guest, you don't need a call to worship. Hallelujah. We're coming in with our special guest, Patrice Moreaux. What's going on, Soror?
Hey, Fred, Soror, greetings.
We good. How you feeling today?
Oh, I am hanging in there.
Okay. Well, you're probably doing a lot better than we're doing because it's cold here, and we're bracing for, as it has been advertised, our icy wintry mix.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I'm doing a little bit better than that. It is not warm here, but it's not freezing. Winds are a little gusty, so I apologize in advance because we have Santa Ana winds here sometimes, and
Oh yeah,
really, really gusty. So
I've heard about her. I heard she could be really windy.
oh yeah.
Yes, I've heard about her. Well, listen, we are glad to have you here on Talkin NOIZ, the live daily podcast, and that is the lovely Mama Noise over there. And
hey, Soror.
Hey,
yeah,
Soror. Greetings.
and we always do Women Wednesday, and we bring on a strong woman to represent Women Wednesday. And a lot of times they just happen to be Zetas. Most times they happen to be Zetas. I don't know what that's about. I don't know if there's I feel like there's a bias there, but it's not for me to say.
Well,
but I'm glad to have you. For those who are watching all over the interweb right now, this lovely young lady is a dynamic writer, actress, screenwriter, content creator, digital filmmaker, I don't know, teacher, chief bottle washer. She do all that. She be doing all that. You know what I'm saying? So she's coming on to tell us about what it's like to be in front of the camera and behind it. And so, man, I'm ready to jump in. So how's life treating you right now? You writing books, you writing movies or short films or webisodes, all kinds of stuff. Goodness gracious. What is going on with you these days?
Oh my goodness. I'm doing great. First of all, thank you for having me. I'm great. I'm on top and rising. Super excited. Really blessed to be here. Yeah. So thank you for having me.
So so let's start with the book. And shout out to the noisemakers, because you were on. It wasn't last week. It was 2 weeks ago, right? Many weeks seem to, since I've been in COVID, I don't know days anymore. I just know get up and go to sleep, and then it's the other day, I guess. And so you were talking about one of the books that you wrote, Color Me Capable, right?
Yes.
And shout out to the noisemakers, because I think a couple of them went over and was like, shoot, let me get that book.
Yeah.
And they text me back like, hey, I got the book. I was like, oh, look at here. Advertising does work. So tell people about that book and how you got inspired to write it and all the information and what it's about, that kind of thing.
Sure, absolutely. So Color Me Capable is a children's inspirational book.
I love the cover. That cover is amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. So the idea came because I have a documentary in my heart. I haven't finished it, been working on it for several years, and it's actually called Color Me Capable. And the idea from that, I knew I wanted to do a documentary at some point, but I kept kind of sliding it to the side, like, I don't know. Like, I was like, I want to do it, but I'm not ready. And so that's initially where the idea came from. And when I was thinking about doing documentaries, I couldn't think of anything. And then one day, you know how it just hits you? You have that epiphany and like everything is brighter. So that's essentially what happened. So I was thinking, okay, well, I wanted to do something like you guys know that I'm all about inspiring people, encouragement. And so I wanted my documentary to be about that. And I originally had this one idea, and then I realized someone else was doing it. And what's beautiful, it was a Black woman. So I'm super excited. She's going to be, I guess it's about like American Beauty or American Beauty standards.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, it just hit me. I'm like, why don't you do it on your thesis? So when I was getting my master's degree, my thesis is on the lack of representation of Black and Brown students in gifted and talented programs. What happens a lot of
Wow.
times in education is first place they want to put us is in special ed. And so I wanted to just smash that idea, that thought, because that's essentially what happens a lot of times. That's the first thing they do instead of thinking, okay, well, we think differently. We're really quite brilliant people. We, excuse me, Black people, and shout out because it's Black History Month.
That's
Um,
right. That's
we've
right.
done, we've done so many things for America and the country, and a lot of times we aren't given the due credit. So
Yeah.
anyway, that's where the idea came from for Color Me Capable. And when I was thinking about it, I asked my son, I'm like, hey, because my son co-authored it with me. I was like, hey, do you want to write this book with me? And he said, sure. So I said, I want you to write down 5 things that you want to cover in this book. And he already knew it was a children's book. And so he gave me this little notebook. I have it downstairs, but it's actually in the book. So in the back of the book, there is a page right here. I don't know
Oh,
if you can see
nice.
that, but
Yeah, nice.
that's essentially what he gave me. And it was 5 things that he wanted to cover in the book. And so that is how Color Me Capable was born.
That's incredible. That's incredible. So I want to go back to something you just said though, because
Mhm.
you triggered me, and it was a good trigger. Um, the lack of representation in gifted and talented classes.
Yes.
Why that area? And the reason why it's interesting to me is because I was one of the few in those classes, and it was weird.
Mhm.
And you found yourself a lot of times. Well, let me just say this. It was in those classes that I began to develop my new ability to code switch. I didn't even know I had that. But I began to code switch because of survival. I couldn't be I felt like I couldn't be my whole Black self in those classes. So I had to kind of fit in. And you found yourself just like, okay, in order to make them feel comfortable, I got to be this way. And I never liked that
Mhm.
because I knew once I got on the bus or once I got picked up from school, it felt like I had to take that off and put on my real clothes. But it was a frustrating experience. So what drew you that to your thesis and then ultimately to the book?
Excellent question. So, my daughter, when she was in second grade, well, let me back up. Um, with my kids, especially my daughter, I didn't get it so much with my son, but I wanted to. I requested it. I always asked the teachers for extra homework. And it wasn't to punish the kids, it's that this day and age when the teach and this is nothing against the teachers, but they have to teach to a test. I wanted to
Right.
make certain that my kids were understanding the concept. And so when I was going through my master's, I learned that a child needs to hear something at least 8 times in order to retain it.
Mm-hmm.
But I was asking for extra homework. And so this kid, oh my gosh, so she was like, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8. She said, oh, thank you, thank you. She said, I said, Lexi, I said, what do you think about this, about the extra work that I have you do? She said, well, I don't like it, but I understand that it'll help me. And I thought, oh, snap. She's like 7 or 8 or 9. And she's saying this. And I'm like, okay, she gets it. Good. So fast forward to the second grade, and the There were 2 students in her class. These students skipped a grade. Do you know what my child told me? She said that should have been me. That's what she said. And I knew, but you know how like sometimes as a parent, we know that our kids have like a particular talent, and we don't want to be that parent that's like, okay, maybe not. Like, you know, but then you don't know, you're unsure if that's exactly what it is.
Right.
So that's kind of like how it was for her education. She'd always done well, but she was that child that did well, and you know, they just kind of skate through. And not skate through like as in barely pass, but they go through and they do just fine. They understand the concepts, everything, right? So she's always been that child. Teachers never had to worry about her. Oh, she's doing great, excellent, excellent. But I don't think she was really challenged. So when we were in, I got it. Thank you. Sorry, my husband was coming to help me.
Shout out to the husband.
He's gone now. So just before we moved to the West Coast, her English teacher in 10th grade said to me, do not put her in the regular English class. And I said, oh, like, don't do it. Make sure you put her in the honors classes. And she was already like starting to take like honors geometry and those types of classes. She was already doing that, but not English. And well, wait, is that right? Yeah, that's right. Sorry. So she was kind of already doing that as a push for herself. That's when we really realized. And then her experience was basically she was pretty much the only one, or it was her and maybe another one. And I had a similar experience where I was always in what we did back at that time was ability grouping. So it was like A and B classes.
Right.
So I was in A class most of the time when I actually tried. I'm just going to be honest. But yeah, that's where the idea came. It's just, and then I started working in the school system, and I realized that was the first thing. And one of my Black students, because that's a majority of what I had, he said to me, I'm special ed. I can't do that. I said, no, you will not. I'm going to need you to change what you say. And so that is what really inspired me to write my thesis on that topic, because I'm like, this kid is super smart.
Yeah.
But they had him in special ed thinking that he couldn't do much. And that's what happens to us a lot of times. So when I was writing my thesis, the department, I don't want to say the department head, but like everyone that I had to channel and funnel through to get approval, they kept wanting to change my thesis to how do you work with Black and brown students in special ed. And I'm like, that is not the same thing. That is not the same thing. So I just kept getting frustrated, and more I was like, okay, fine. So I set it aside for a little bit. I actually took like a semester off because I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do this. I'm pretty stubborn. So when I get something in my head, you can't tell me different. You got to prove it to me. So I'm like, I'm not going to write a paper about special ed. That's not what I'm going to do. You're not going to do that. So when I came back, they switched my professor, and she wouldn't help me. So I had to do it myself. And at first I'm just like, here we go. I picked up every excuse I could think of, knowing I knew better than to make excuses, but I did. I kept rededicating myself to it. And finally I said, you know what? Forget it. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it how I want to do it. She kept saying, this is your paper. This is your paper. Okay, fine. So that's what you're going to get, my paper. And when I submitted it, at the end, I was so surprised at how she was like, oh, you're a gifted writer. I'm like, what? Oh, thank you. I realized she was pushing me, and it was so fitting with the title, but I was mad at her. I'm not going to lie. I was mad. I was big mad.
I was mad too until you told that backside of that story. I was good. But then you cleaned it up, and I was like, oh, okay. She was motivating her. Okay.
She was motivating. I guess she was using reverse psychology. It worked.
Yeah.
I got fixed in my head what I was going to do, and I stuck to it until I got it done.
Wow. You know, that's such a fascinating topic. It's ironic. One of my new favorite shows, Abbott Elementary. I want to give it a shout out as much as I possibly can. They literally dealt with this topic last night about how you motivate the quote unquote regular kids, but still elevate in the Black community the gifted kids and not make the regular kids feel like they're missing out.
Right.
So it was a really interesting perspective on that topic. Which brings me to this topic, because you are such a gifted educator, and I can hear it, and I know Mama Noise appreciates what we've just heard, but we also know that you are a gifted writer, and you went to film school. So was film school the plan B, or was teaching the plan B?
Teaching was plan B. I enjoy teaching. I'm not going to lie. I love sharing what I know. I feel like what I have inside, what I know, why am I going to keep it? I remember what it was like wanting to know something and not knowing, looking, and especially, from back when we first got started, well, not first got started, but back when we were younger, we didn't have access to the internet like we do now. I mean, it's readily available. So we had to rely on people to give us information, sometimes pay for things, information that we shouldn't have really had to pay for.
True.
But I just remember that feeling and thinking, you know what? I don't want to ever feel like this again. And I don't want someone else to feel like that. So for me, sharing what I know, I feel like it inspires people a lot of times because they think that things are so much bigger and so much more complex and complicated than what they actually are. And so, yeah, so film school it was my plan A and teaching was plan B. So, because I know that a lot of times it's really difficult to make it in the industry. And unless you have that tenacity to go out and actually make things happen yourself, a lot of times you end up falling or gravitating towards plan B.
So you went to plan B, right?
I did. I went to plan B.
What brought you back to plan A?
Well, I didn't go away from it really.
Okay.
I mean, I did and I didn't. So actually what I would do is on my off days from work, or I would take days off and work in the industry. So like I would go on an audition and then on my, lunch breaks, or I would take PTO because I saved up all my PTO. So unless it was like vacation time or unless it was vacation time, the rest of that time was spent either taking my kids, because my kids were child actors too. So it's either taking them on set or to auditions, or myself. And then I would just, like I said, spend my off days doing that. And it was, to me, that was so much joy. So I did it for 10 years. So I was in education and working either in front of the camera or behind, more in front of the camera, which is, I guess, typical a lot of times, especially as a female filmmaker. But that's what I would do. So I did it for 10 years up until we moved to the West Coast. And I took a break when we moved here, only because I don't live in LA exactly. I live a little distance from there. And so I didn't want to take away family time. So what I did was I allowed my kids to continue acting, because what we could do is we could spend quality time in the car taking them back and forth. So I never stopped writing. Never stopped writing. I've been doing that for this whole time, but I took a pause on the acting part for 5 or 6 years. But occasionally when I would take him on set, I would be asked to step in.
Wow.
So that's how I get my fix.
Okay. All right. Mama Noise, you muted. So I don't know if you're trying to say something.
I just making sure I didn't have any feedback. My internet is acting kind of weird up here.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
So is the book about Royal, or is it does he go by Emmanuel?
He goes by Royal. So his name is Emmanuel Royal.
What a
But
name. That's a lot of pressure.
it came to me in a dream.
Goodness gracious.
It came to me in a dream.
That's
But,
a lot of pressure. What's your name? Emmanuel Royal. Oh, sir. Okay.
No, the book is actually about, I think it's about, there are parts that are about him because, you know, he co-wrote it. So there are things that he wrote. It's about every child and how they have, most children have this wonder about them, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, before the world gets to them and tells them that they can't, or tells them that it has to be this way or that way. And so sometimes they're in that state of where they're wondering and they're dreaming and they're hoping. And then someone steps in and says, no, you can't do that. So the book is about anyone who's ever had that sense of wonder and been told that they can't do something, or they start to feel that they can't do it because they look, like they looked at the situation and thought that the situation was bigger than their talent, the gift that was inside. So that's actually what the book is about. And it's kind of like a nursery rhyme. I kind of think of it like a black Dr. Seuss.
Okay.
So
I like Dr. Seuss.
That's what I was going for. So it's a rhythmic book. It's a rhythmic book. So
I like it.
Thank you.
I like it. Are you gonna turn in anything?
The book?
Yeah, like is it about to be anything else? Like is there, you want to break any news in regards to like I don't know, anything?
So do you mean in regards to the actual book?
Whatever.
She did say that the book there was a documentary about.
I'm saying, do you want to break any news? Is what I'm asking you.
Well, regarding
we like breaking news here.
Yeah, well, regarding the book, I'll say that regarding the book, it is going to its first bookstore.
That's what I was talking about.
See,
I be knowing stuff. I be knowing.
Yes.
I hear rumors and stuff, and I be wanting to confirm it.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's in its first, on its way.
That's right.
We just shipped them out to a bookstore in Texas. I'm super excited. It's on a military campus, so I'm super excited about that because those babies travel.
Yes.
So I'm really excited about that. The book is now on 4 continents. So, North America, Europe, Asia, and Africa. So it's in a couple of countries in Africa. I'm super excited. People have purchased the book in Japan. I'm like, what? Oh my gosh!
Have you seen the book written in Japanese? Have you seen it?
Have I seen it?
Yes.
No,
Have you seen it written in Japanese?
No.
Oh, you almost got to buy it just for that.
That would be amazing. But they're buying it in English.
What?
Yeah.
They're buying it in
She ain't
English.
translating it. Yeah.
No one has approached me to translate it just yet.
However, since English is not her only language.
Well, I'm not fluent. I'm not fluent in any other language. I dibble and dabble in a few, but I am learning Creole. I'm super excited about that. I have an amazing teacher. So I think you guys know I am Creole.
We do.
Yeah,
I do.
So
I do it too.
Yeah, I'm learning the language. Like my grandmother spoke it quite well, and when I would go visit, I would pick up little things here and there, but it's always been something that fascinated me. So I'm super excited to learn that. But I would love it if they put it in different languages. So yes, anyone listening or watching,
so when will people be able to go to their bookstore and purchase it if they like?
That's what I'm working on now. So I'm just going to go ahead and speak this into existence.
There you go.
I would like to see this book in Target. And I don't know if you guys have seen this, but every now and then I'll go on like TikTok or usually on TikTok because I have a little bit more time,
Right.
seconds wise, and I'll just go to the store and I'll point out where I want. That's where I see the book and like, oh, that's Color Me Capable. It's right there. Can you guys see it? So I'll do things like that. We're speaking into existence, and right now I'm just looking at who I need to reach out to get it there because that is our goal to get it in Target and then also Walmart. But yeah, that's what we're looking. It is
I
on
am here for it.
Thank you. It's on barnesandnoble.com, but that one's also in the works. So getting the
Gotcha.
letters, the communication together, and yeah, we're going to see what happens. So we're just going to say that it's already there.
You know, I believe that thing about Target because I don't know if people have been paying attention, but low key, Target has really been working with a lot of African American entrepreneurs where like little girls will have their hair products in Target and they or if they do a lot of writing, they have their pens and pencils and notebooks in Target. And matter of fact, I believe now I need to go and check since it's now Black History Month, but I believe they have a Black History display in all their stores. So they have really been. I mean, they have
Target is now favoring the blacks. It's all true.
Listen,
it's on their website. There's actually a section for it. So that's what I've been researching. It's actually like a whole section where they are supporting the Black community. And I'm going to go look today. Now that you said that, well, I've got mommy duty. I got to take my son here and there and here and there. So if I can slide it in, I'm definitely going to go over there and take a look. If not, I'm going to reach out as soon as I can to see if I could at least. A lot of times, if you can start it local, then you can branch out from there. So yeah, that is my goal. And yeah, they are. It's I forget what it's called, but it's definitely on Target's website where you can actually go and see how they're partnering with people of color, in particular, Black entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in addition to being a phenomenal writer / children's book writer, writer's writer, I don't know, children's book, whatever. But you're a writer. But you're also a filmmaker, and you've been one of the things that has been equally as exciting to me is this new web series that I'm on the edge of my seat waiting for. I see all of these filmings going on. I'm like, well, when am I going to get a chance to see it? And I'm like checking it weekly to see when it's ready.
Thank you.
So please tell people about that as well.
Absolutely. So the title is Bonsoir, Cher. Good morning. It is going to be on my YouTube channel, Patrice Moreaux. And we're getting so close to getting ready to premiere. Okay. What it is that we, my cast, it's a talented cast and crew, and they are working on projects. And so we had to wait. Finding the time and matching everyone's schedule has been a little difficult, but I look at that as a celebration because that means that we're working. We're making things happen. So I'm super excited about that. My goal is to have it ready by March. It's in the hands of an editor right now.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So before I air the whole first season, I wanted to have the complete first season filmed. So right now we have episodes 1 through 5 done and episodes 7 through 9, meaning we have episode 6 to do. So
I was thinking something was off with the math.
Yeah, we ran out of time. You know, you know how it is when you're filming, especially when you're filming outside. The weather and sunlight dictates what you get done. So because we didn't get episode 6 done, and it's really critical, what I didn't want to do was start filming or start airing it and then have to stop because you lose your viewers that way. So as soon as episode 6 is done, we are going to start hopefully March. So just stay tuned for that. Probably I'll make a note. I'll make an announcement once I have confirmation on IG and Facebook. But yeah, it's coming so soon. I'm so excited.
I'm excited too. I mean, it looks like it sounds like it's going to be really, really interesting. And definitely we want to, show full support to everything that you got going on. Now, what inspired this story? Just out of curiosity, what inspired the story?
I have dreams. I am a lucid dreamer a lot of times. And so sometimes some stories will be so strong that I'll wake up and write them down. So this particular story, I dreamt about it. And then I went and I put it in my concept folder. And I said, okay, I'll get to it when I get to it. So I was on Clubhouse and I was in a particular group, our screenwriting 101 group. And we were having a forum, and there was a gentleman on there who was talking about how he took his life story and turned it into a web series.
Mm.
And again, that light went off. The light bulb said, bing.
Yeah.
I knew that moment that was the story that I wanted to tell. Now, I had no idea how I was going to put it together, but when I started writing, once I knew that that's what I needed to do, I pulled it out. And then when I sat down to write, it just all started coming together. You know how like on A Beautiful Mind, when he's like writing and then you can see things kind of swirling around.
Yeah.
Metaphorically speaking, it was like that. Like it just came to me. I'm like, oh, yeah. So it has a lot of elements of a lot of Creole culture elements. And so I took some of my life experiences because essentially it is about a woman. So this part isn't, so there's fiction, obviously, but it's about a woman who loses her husband and a son who loses his father. And she has to learn how to continue living or to live again. And so through that loss that almost broke her, she finds love again and realizes that she can find something even stronger. Like out of a disaster or a tragedy, something beautiful can be born. Kind of like a phoenix, how a phoenix rises.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. That's really, really awesome.
Thank you.
So what about the glow up?
Are you switching up on me?
So Glow Up.
It's another one of her.
It's another web series that I have going right now.
Okay.
So Glow Up is about my transformation. So my daughter moved out on her own, it's been several months now. And I kind of realized at that point, I'm like, oh my gosh, my kids are getting older. She's an adult now. And my son is pretty close to adult age. And I don't know who I am. Like I kind of have a feeling, but I had to reintroduce myself. So Glow Up is about me, finding out who I am. What do I like? What do I like now? Because what I liked when I was 20 isn't the same things that I like now.
Right.
And so what I do a lot of times is I encourage, I'm not going to just say women because sometimes it's men too. It's whomever it is. I encourage them to dig deep and find something about themselves, to rediscover who they are. So I've talked about like redefining themselves, discovering yourself, how to be unbothered, because we get so bothered with things. So we talk about a lot of things on Glow Up. So that's also on my YouTube channel.
Now is Glow Up a show or is it what is? I guess I just.
So it's kind of like a show. It's kind of like a web show, but it's just me talking, basically. It's just
sharing your life. Yeah.
Just talking about real stuff.
Speaking of you sharing, what would you tell a young writer or screenwriter at this point in their lives who wants to follow in your footsteps, who's like listening to this and they're going, where do you get started? How do you get started? How do you put your story together? What would you tell them right now?
Never stop. if it is in you, like I tried to quit. I tried, but I just could not be quote unquote normal. And if it is in you like that, you feel propelled or you feel the need to write, then don't stop and don't let anybody stop you. So I would tell them to learn the craft, but write as you're learning the craft because you may have an amazing story. You just may not know how to put it together, how and package it how it needs to be. So don't stop writing, but always be on a quest to learn and know that you may start in a place where, okay, you might have a story that's not great. Like this, the idea itself can be great, but the your execution of it may not be. So keep those stories because you can take an old story and do what we call a page one rewrite. I just did it on my very first feature and sent it out to one of my producer friends and he loved it. He had very little feedback as far as like, I like this. I believe it was great. When I say very little, I mean it wasn't red marks everywhere.
Right.
So, but it was a good story idea. And so that's why I say keep your stories, but keep learning how to do the craft, how to write, how to break it down into, act one, act two, act three, how to, if it's a story about, a hero's journey, how to take that story. Never throw your stories away. Keep them because you can turn it into something magnificent later. So that's what I would tell any writers. And don't call yourself an aspiring writer. If you write, you are a writer. We don't do aspiring here. Period. You're a writer.
You mentioned your daughter and your children are actors and actresses, or however you want to say it. She's on her own now. Is she out in LA trying to act? Is that what she's doing?
She is not. She retired.
She retired already?
She retired in her junior year of high school.
She's like, I'm done with this, right?
Well, it wasn't. I mean, it was. A lot of it actually had to do with education. So she graduated the first in her class. It was a really small school, but she's always had really high a high GPA and always in the top 5%, usually like top 5.
Well, first is first, yeah.
Yeah, so she had to quit or made the decision to quit because one of her teachers would not work with her and made it quite difficult. Yeah, I was actually a chemistry teacher. So she just wouldn't work with her with regards to education and, staying on top. And she did not want to lose the scholarship. So she graduated as the valedictorian, but there was a scholarship that was attached to that where she basically went to college for almost free.
Wow.
And she didn't want to lose that. It's called a PACE scholar. So she was a PACE scholar and she didn't want to lose that. So the top 1%, and because the school was small, that would mean that only the first, the top student would get it. So she decided to walk away and she's fine with it. She's still artistic. She actually co-wrote a book with me. We have a Black History Month coloring book that's coming out. And
what?
A not Black History Month, a Black History coloring book. So it is an inspirational book, and it essentially is inspirational quotes from Black people throughout history. So some today, some Black people that we don't know, like inventors, people that we should have learned about.
Yeah.
That's what this is. So it's a coloring book, just with those quotes to inspire our people to do something great.
Now, when you say coming out, what do you mean? Like here soon?
Yes.
Like how soon? When can we get the coloring book?
This month it's coming out. So we're just fine tuning it. I wanted to have it done on the 1st, but I realized, she and I both realized that we would be rushing it if we had it done on the 1st. So we're looking probably more towards like mid-month, maybe the 14th, somewhere
Okay.
between the 14th and the
Well,
17th.
you know, I get it. We love Valentine's Day. We love Black people. I get it.
Yeah.
You can work that marketing. You can work that marketing.
Yes.
Well, please let us know so we can noisemakers can support that as well. One of the noisemakers pulled up that I know he bought the book. He said as soon as you said something, he bought it. He went and got it.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, man, that's awesome. You got a lot going on, man.
I do.
You got a lot going on. That's incredible. Now, does your son retire too, or is he still in the game?
He's still in the game. Yeah.
He's still in the game.
Yeah, he's still in the game. He enjoys it. He
you know why? Because his name is Emmanuel Royal. And he's like, if I quit this, what am I going to do? Be king or something? I don't know. So I'll stick with this for a while and see where it takes me. I get it. I get it.
Yeah, no, he's still in the game. He hasn't been doing a whole lot, but he's one of my co-stars in Bonsoir Shagged Morning.
Nice. Okay.
So he's in every episode. Yeah, he's in every episode. I'm not in every episode. Even though I'm one of the main characters, I'm not in every episode. It's just however the story flows organically, that's how we do it. I'm in almost every episode, but not every episode. But he is in every episode. And a lot of my Darman actor friends are in it too. So I'm so blessed.
I was gonna say the Darman I don't know, the videos that are in heavy rotation on Facebook and all the platforms, and you have those actors in your series. It's like, what? I mean, I've seen enough of them where, that's some good stuff for you to have the type of favor with those in particular actors and actresses to be like, Patrice, let us know when you got something happening. We're ready to help you out. I mean, that is absolutely a blessing.
Well, Patrice is big time. I don't want anybody to,
I don't know.
Here. She's big time.
I don't know.
Down here in these LA streets doing amazing things. So if you want to find her, she's on YouTube. You can go to the YouTube channel. Apparently there's Glow Up. How did I miss Glow Up? I'm there all the time. How did I miss that? Or maybe I saw it and I thought it was something else. I don't know, but somehow missed it. But obviously it's there and you can see it on the YouTube page. In addition to at some point we're going to get this wonderful web series.
Yes, very, very soon.
And I can't wait. I'm very excited about that. So also you can go get her current book, Color Me Capable, whether you go to patriceandroyal.com or you can go to barnesandnoble.com, right?
Or Amazon.
Or Amazon.
Amazon too? Okay.
It is on Amazon.
Okay. We'll add Amazon in there because I can do that.
I think there's a quick question from Princess Noise.
Mama Noise, I'm typing right now. Can you?
Oh, I'll be happy to help. She says your son has an interesting IMDb resume.
Oh, thank you.
Will he be working in cartoons?
Let's go ahead and speak that into existence. He would love to. He would love to. I'm just going to tell you right now. I apologize. My allergies are acting up. So, but
I just thought you were getting emotional because we were giving you all this love. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, no, I just watery eyes. This time of year, my eyes are like really watery. So I apologize for that. Yes, he would love to. And he now has a man voice. And people are asking him people are asking him like, man, do you do voiceover work? Yes, he will. Yes, I do voiceover work too. Haven't done any in a long time, but I do have my microphone. And so if someone needs some voiceover work, yes, I will. I will do that. And yes, he will.
Well, you know that, man, I almost spoke that into existence before time. Let me pull back. There is a very good friend that her husband that you were with. You sent me a picture of a very good friend, and you and her were together. And her husband does a lot of voiceovers in the area. And I think I can't keep up with how many that he's done, but I think Warcraft was the last one I remember. And
yeah, he's doing some big things.
Nice.
I mean,
That'd be a good resource.
Listen, his voice is, as soon as he speaks, you're like, okay, I know there's something there. I just can't
I'll say this. I'm not jealous of many men or what they do or their voices, but I've known that dude almost 30 years, and yes, I am jealous of his voice. I used to think, I have an incredibly deep voice. I'm already deep voice. I don't need anybody's deep voice. And then he introduced himself to me, and I was like, you know what? That ain't right. That ain't right that you got that, and I have this. So I had to get comfortable in my own skin all over again.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
yeah, definitely a good resource.
Well, listen, this has been a treat, and I'm so personally proud of you just because. And I know that we've been working on a bunch of stuff on our end, and you've been working on a bunch of stuff on your end. But I also know at some point we're going to collaborate and do some stuff together because we're just you got to put great minds together. At some
point. Kindred. We're kindred spirits.
Yes, kindred spirits. Yes.
So I'm very excited about when we get a chance to start collabing and getting together on some stuff.
Thank you.
Matter of fact, we're going to clear out schedules and do that at some point here.
And I would like to commend her as well because she is so supportive. I've never seen anybody like her.
She being Patrice.
What's that?
She being Patrice.
Oh,
I'm just saying she like y'all been friends forever, which you have.
I mean, listen, the type of support that she supports everybody. Now, it's already a challenge trying to move different projects and stuff forward. You got plans, you got your scripts, you're trying to do all these things at one time. And then you see other people that are trying to do those things as well. And you even with all what you have going on, you still reach back to help pull somebody else up at every opportunity. And that is, dare I say, a rare find, because Patrice is always, I don't care who it is or what it is. As soon as somebody says, oh, I'm writing a book, or I make bath soap, I make candles, I make boards, whatever it is. She's like, oh, what is their email? No, I'll support. And she's like Johnny on the spot like that. And I'm like, girl.
Well, I know what you're saying is true because I stalked her page the other day, and I noticed that she had a certain arrival of something that came.
Oh, that popcorn. Now that's not my first time purchasing that popcorn. Let me just.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
Oh no. When y'all had it on the show before, like I can't remember what show it was, but way back when they were on the show.
Yes.
I don't know if I was on that show, but I saw them. It was maybe when you were having like a Saturday night with the wine and something.
Yeah.
I was like, all these flavors. Oh, see, copy that. Oh, you hate on me? Copy that. Y'all know that song.
I do know that song.
So yes, I loved what I got the last time. I didn't remember it, but when I went in to order, I saw it was like blueberry something. This time I got strawberry lemonade and those crab legs. Woo! Girl.
I mean, listen.
You look so happy. I'll just go tell you.
Yes, that was my first time having the crab legs. I'm like, how you do that? I don't need to know. Just keep making it. I don't need to know how.
I don't know. All I know is I've yet to hear anybody who has tasted the crab legs not say they love the crab leg. And I'm gonna tell you something. This is full disclosure. I don't like crab legs. What? I do not like them at all.
He don't like seafood.
Well, I like
to offer my condolences.
Well, I like salmon. I like salmon and some fishes and stuff like that. But no, as a whole, I don't like seafood. But those crab legs are fire.
Oh,
they are fire. Like if it was left in the house and they were like, there's nothing else to eat but crab leg popcorn, like, oh, we'll be fine. It's very good. It's very, very good. So
amazing.
Yeah, I was impressed. What? No, we weren't. No, he wants to know when you're coming to Uncorked Wine, Ron. Are you? He's already trying to book you for Uncorked Wine.
Mr. Uncorked Wine is trying to recruit.
Thank you. Soon.
Listen, you're more than welcome to pull up on Uncorked Wine. I'm not, now that's a very different show to this one. I'll tell you that.
I've watched it sometimes. Like I'll be over there. I might be sipping on my little wine or my little grape juice or whatever. Yeah. I just discovered a wine that I actually like because I don't really like wine because I think when people say they taste sweet, They don't. They're usually bitter. I'm just gonna say it. The sweet wines aren't, but I did find one that I actually like. So
Oh, I
yeah.
gotta work on your palate.
Yes.
We're gonna be in writers' rooms together, and I can't have you not drinking wine with me. I want your chi. I want your chi to be right. So we're gonna make that work. Shout out to the official pastor of Noise Media, Pastor Cord, pulling up in here. Thank you, Patrice, for pulling up today. You are just, I don't know. Out there, there are just some people that are just like so nice. She's like, is this real? Like, is this niceness and kindness and joy always real? But it is. It seems genuine with you. I think this is who you are.
It is who I am.
I'm not sure you know that. Are you aware that this is who you are? This is the life you've chosen for yourself.
This is how I've always been. Now, no mistake. There is an unpleasant side sometimes.
Oh no. I find that hard to believe, but yet at the same time, I get it because we all have one.
We all have one.
We all have one. We all have one.
I'm not connected with that one very often. So my natural nature is to love and encourage people.
It is. It really is.
That's what I try. Thank you. I try.
It really is, and so that's why we want to support you in every way we possibly can. Again, Noisemakers, the book is Color Me Capable. You can find it at patriceandroyal.com. You can find it at Barnes & Noble. You can find it on Amazon. It is well worth the purchase. Your children will love it, and they're going to love the coloring book that's coming out soon. We will keep you posted on that as well and let you know so you can go get it. And also, please go support, like, follow, and subscribe to the YouTube page so you can get ready for all the wonderful other things that's going to happen. So, love you so much, Patrice. Thank you for coming.
Oh, I did want to share really quick.
You got something else?
Yeah, I do. One more thing. I don't know.
Come on.
Sorry. So this is my alphabet and numbers workbook. So this is for anyone who has young kids that are learning how to write letters and numbers.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
So super excited. That's for new writers. That one is out too. It's only on Amazon.
Okay.
But it's only on Amazon.
So if you pull up Patrice Moreaux, will all of your things that you do?
No, and I don't know why. I've been trying to work with Amazon to see if that could happen because that one, it's so new. It should, but it is on. Do I have the link? I think I have the link on IG.
Okay.
I thought you should be able to, but no, you can't see everything. But I need to work with them to see if I could get that to be the case.
Okay, so now you got to give us your IG because people are going to want to go get that, and then they won't be able to
yeah, she got several pages on.
What is your IG?
My main IG is Patrice and Royal. And then my son's is Official Emmanuel Royal. And those are the two primarily that I work from most of the time. I'm not good at posting on the other ones because I get out. I'm like, I barely keep up with those.
Official.
How
can I spell official? Okay, Official.
OFFICI.
Manual. Well, because I don't be spelling. That's what spell check is for.
So it's the traditional spelling. EMMANUEL.
UEL. That's right. I had it. Okay.
I taught him because his name is so long. I taught my kids how to spell their names through singing. Yep, that's right.
See, the problem is the letters be so little.
Yes.
I gotta squint and look at them. I'm like, that feels right. Okay.
I know.
Right.
Did you see me looking like this? Like I don't have my glasses.
Yeah, I gotta squint sometimes. But go to IG and get all that. Yeah.
I was looking at what Chad
said.
Chad,
that's a low blow.
Well, you spelled it wrong trying to get me, but whatever.
You did spell it wrong trying to get it.
I don't know how to spell it, but you spelled it wrong. But anyway, thank you, Patrice. We love you much, and you'll be back. You already know you'll be back.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate all the support. Thank you.
You are welcome. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Patrice Moreaux. I said Patrice Royal. Now you got me calling you Royal.
That's okay.
Patrice Royal.
Thank you all for all your support. I appreciate it.
All right. Love you, girl.
All right. Love you guys. Bye.
She's awesome.
Yes, she is.
She got a lot going.
Mm-hmm.
She got a lot going. I like the hustle. I like the hustle and the flow of it all. What? Oh Lord, where are you at, cuz? Get in here so we can talk about you like a dog. Why you always want to cuss people out?
He said that's his nature, whatever
It's
that
a
is.
hostile human being. What is that about?
I don't know.
Is he hot? Well, I don't know. He may not be hostile. Maybe he just like cussing people out.
Doesn't that take you being hostile?
It feels like it does. It feels like it could be a thing. I don't know. Y'all, I don't know about where you live, but I can tell you where we live. They are gearing us up towards a winter, icy, wintry mix, and we just got word on, they're going to shut our schools down. So let me talk to JCPS in Louisville right now. See, we just got word that it's going to be bad weather. So rather than force our kids to go to school and then having to go pick them up, they've just shut school down for the next 2 days. That's called responsibility.
Mm.
You want to say that out loud. It just felt like it needed to be said.
I think you're right.
They're so shady over there.
I don't know.
They are, man. They're shady. They're shady AF.
Yeah, they got some challenges.
I want to talk about this Whoopi Goldberg thing.
I was wondering if you were going to discuss that.
I am going to talk about this Whoopi Goldberg thing. I was trying to wait for Cuz to get in here so we can talk about it, but I may just go ahead and get started. He'll just pick up when he gets in.
Oh, yeah, he will, because he's just waiting for the smoke to clear with the person we're interviewing.
Right. So y'all, for those who may or may not have heard about it, apparently on The View the other day, they got to talking about the Holocaust. Why am I struggling with that word today? The Holocaust. And Whoopi Goldberg made some comments in regards to the Holocaust, saying that it's just, I just lost Mama Noise. Whoopi Goldberg made some comments in regards to the Holocaust, talking about it wasn't racism, or it wasn't the same as slavery, because it was white people versus white people kind of thing, and it wasn't an oppression toward a people like it was with slavery. And man, you stupid Kevin. And man, they came for her. They came for her. To the point where on the show, they was like, what are you talking about? That's not true. And her co-hosts were really upset, and the viewers were upset, and they came for her. And so then she went on one of the talk shows. I want to say it was Stephen Colbert, and she kind of didn't back it up. She didn't back away from her comment. She kind of doubled down. And so the president of ABC was like, nah, sis, you can't be messing with the Jewish people like this. So we appreciate your apology, but we're going to have to shut you down, homie. So they suspended her. And it was like, wow, Whoopi got suspended. And that's light considering they wanted to fire her. Or I won't say they wanted to fire her. People wanted to fire her for the comments.
I'm sure I missed it.
Huh?
I missed what you said. For some reason, my
I was just saying that people were upset at her for the comments she made, and they wanted to fire Whoopi.
Did she tell a lie though? If she told a lie, then of course.
Here's what I'm gonna say to what you said, because I see you saying that and I see Sean saying that. I'll say this. I don't really like doing comparative suffering. Like, oh, we suffer way more than y'all suffer. Our people got it way worse than your people. Well, listen, the Holocaust was no picnic.
Facts.
So I don't want to say, and he did, Adolf Hitler did kill Jewish people because they were Jewish. So is that better? Is that harder?
Is that what she said?
No, she didn't know. That's not what she said, which is why they wanted to get her fired, because she tried to say that it's not the same as other sufferings like slavery or whatever. And I'm saying I don't want to. To me, that's not a hill I would have stood on.
Did we have a clip of what she said?
I don't know, Mama Noise. Do you need the clip? It feels like you didn't.
I heard
like
some
you didn't
of
do
it.
research like you were supposed to.
No,
I'm just saying, Mama Noise. It just feels like
don't be Mama Noise. I'm simply saying what I believe that I heard. Now, if I heard it correctly, she said that it had nothing to do with race or something like that, and that was the nail that.
Well, that's what she said. It had nothing to do with race, right?
So is she saying that it didn't have nothing to do with race because there were black Jews that were in the Holocaust, or was it only white Jews that were in the Holocaust?
And see, that's the part that I don't know if I want to rest my head on.
Okay.
What difference does it make?
Well, because I'm trying to figure out where her head was at when she was saying what it was she was saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I think she might have dropped the ball on the whole
thing. Okay. Pastor Cord is in the chat.
Morning.
Okay, hold on, listen.
Suspending Whoopi Goldberg for 2 weeks.
This is courtesy ABC.
Inflammatory remarks about the Holocaust. ABC News President Kim Godwin saying in a statement, effective immediately, I am suspending Whoopi Goldberg for 2 weeks for her wrong and hurtful comments. While Whoopi has apologized, I've asked her to take time to reflect and learn about the impact of her comments. The entire ABC News organization stands in solidarity with our Jewish colleagues, friends, family, and communities.
If you're going to do this, then let's be truthful about it, because the Holocaust isn't about race.
On Monday's show, the host of ABC's The View inaccurately claimed the Holocaust was not related to race.
It's not about race. It's not about race. What is it about? Because it's about man's inhumanity to man. That's what it's about. Whoopi Goldberg.
So then she doubled down on Stephen Colbert's show.
The American experience tends to be based on skin.
Yes. And so that is what race means to me. Mm-hmm. When you talk about being a racist, I was saying you can't call this racism. This was evil. Mm-hmm. This wasn't based on the skin. You couldn't tell who was Jewish. Mm-hmm. They had to delve deeply to figure it out.
So that's the part that I'm like, I don't know. So here's the apology.
The Holocaust wasn't about race, and it was instead about man's inhumanity to man. But it is indeed about race, because Hitler and the Nazis considered Jews to be an inferior race. Now, words matter, and mine are no exception. I regret my comments, as I said, and I stand corrected. I also stand with the Jewish people, as they know, and y'all know, because I've always done that.
So I don't even know where to start with this whole thing, because it's like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. She's different. It's a different type of thing. And I thought at one time, and I could be wrong, but I thought Whoopi Goldberg was her religious faith was Jewish.
That's true. She's always let everybody know.
I thought she said she was Jewish. Let me confirm that, but I'm pretty sure that she said she has always claimed Judaism as
a practicing Jew is what I ought to
right. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I could be wrong. Well, let me just, I don't know. So I'm trying to understand it. I'm trying to understand what it is she's doing. Cuz, what are your thoughts on this?
on Whoopi Goldberg. Is what
on Whoopi.
Listen, her comments are proof that most people think they understand other cultures and other people, and they actually try to voice an opinion on it as if they are aware, intellectual arguments about issues. And that's really what she was trying to do. She was trying to be intellectual on something that she's not fully aware of.
Well versed in, yeah.
Of the people.
Yeah.
The same thing's happening with Wahites that think that they can voice an opinion on Black Lives Matter. I have a white friend that actually, who's an intellectual, and he actually wanted to engage with me on the conversation, on the topic.
Uh-oh.
And I told him, point plain and simple, I said, listen, now is a time for white people to listen and not be heard on this issue. You need to understand what we are telling you instead of you trying to tell us what we should feel or how we should react. Now is the time to listen. Too often, people are willing to voice an opinion and be dead wrong. Listen, Jewish people suffered because of racism. The Germans believed in a pure race, white race, blonde hair, blue eyes. That's the pure race,
right?
Anglo, and the Jews were not that. Now we as African Americans, we look at Jews primarily as white people. So we say, hey, there ain't no racism there. That's white on white. That's white.
Right. It's white on white crime.
I mean,
right.
But in actuality, that was a racial issue. They didn't consider Jews a pure white race. So she was wrong in saying what she said. But the reality is the Jews, unlike many of us, they embrace and constantly teach their history to their people. And they live out their lives countering, both in their private lives and their personal lives, countering what was done to them.
Right.
We're too busy as a people trying to ignore what happened to us, and therefore we don't feel responsible for the lives we live to right the wrongs that was done to the Africans.
Let me ask you a question. Do you believe everybody believes what you believe? And do you believe everybody believes that what you're saying is accurate? Or do you think there are some people that'll tell you that what you believe, you're full of it? Like these guys here.
People.
Let me explain to our listening audience what just happened here. This ninja thought for 1 second that he was going to have a birthday on our show that we all do together, and I wouldn't acknowledge that birthday. And as he would say to us, he's full of shit. I am going to acknowledge it, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, the guy in the green is one of his best friends. The guy in the brown is his actual birth brother. Lawrence and David is in the building. Give it up for him as we celebrate Cuz's birthday. What do you think this is?
Oh my gosh.
Don't tell me I won't get you. You won't get me. Who are you talking to? I'm just saying. And guess what? Kevin said he was gonna get you too.
Hey,
don't tell me what I can't do, cuz.
Did we say is today your birthday? Is today your birthday, Jay Jonah?
She said she gonna get him too.
She gonna get him too.
That's his sister-in-law.
Send her the link. The more the merrier.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Happy birthday, my boy. Happy birthday, my boy.
Thank you.
Let me tell y'all something. My biggest fear was we were double booking, but I couldn't change the double booking because I said, man, Jay will lay out on us if we got a guest. And I was like, God, no. So me and Opal been talking. I was like, Opal, you can't let him not be on the show. You gotta, I don't know what you gotta do to get him on the show. Make sure you're on the show. She said, I got you. Don't tell me, Jay Jordan. Y'all talking amongst yourselves. Go ahead.
I think he got you.
Yeah, he got you, Jay. He got you, Jay. He got you, bro.
Totally surprised. Absolutely surprised. Wow.
Jay, how old are you today?
Same age as you.
Now you want to get shy, don't want to tell nobody.
Now you won't tell nobody.
I'll tell it.
Hey, can we tell some college stories? Can we tell some college stories?
Yes.
No, Jay.
Listen, we are here for the stories and full embarrassment. Now, full disclosure.
I knew David was gonna say something. He was gonna start about that.
Now listen, Cam, full disclosure now. Jay ain't shy about telling his story. Now we know about the smashing in the church, and we know about a lot of stuff.
Oh,
so
wow.
He ain't shy about telling his story.
Not over in New Bethel.
I have class, Jonah.
Listen. How did you do this?
That's none of your business.
At all.
Right.
That is none of your business.
Hey, just know it's been done.
Well, listen, I would like to say this. The three men that are on the screen mean a lot to me.
Now you want to make us cry.
My brother has always, and you on Noah's Media, you guys know that my brother means the world to me.
Yes.
Oftentimes I talk about the role model that he was as a man. And in part, I am who I am. The good part. I am who I am because of my brother. He set the example of how to be a man and how to be a dad and how to be a husband. So it's been easy for me to follow suit. The other two guys are best friends for life. We have been friends for many years, and they are two true men also. You know, I don't mess with guys that are not men.
That is true.
So for them to take out time to come on is absolutely amazing. I would have never expected this. No way, no how. So thank you guys for coming on. This is amazing. Wow.
Jay, I did hear a little bit of what y'all were talking about. Y'all do this every day?
Every day.
Oh my God, man.
Every day.
Wow. It's good conversations, bro.
Thank you.
Well, I'm going to have to start listening. I hadn't had a chance to listen.
No doubt.
Just listening to what Dave just said, I didn't get a chance to hear into the conversation. But now that I'm in, I'm going to make sure I link in and start listening from time to time.
Yeah, man. We would appreciate it. We would love that. And this guy, he makes such a substantive contribution. He is such a jewel. And I knew he would be. On this show. And I was no way. I don't know what made him think I was going to let his birthday. He kept saying, oh, nobody got to do nothing for my birthday. I got everything I need. Well, man, everybody needs more love. You can never get enough love.
Right.
So I'm saying there's no way for all that you give us on a day-to-day basis on this show that I wasn't going to take a minute and just acknowledge you. So, no, that's never going to happen on this show. So, sorry. But you go take this one today, my brother.
Wow.
So feel free to tell the stories and the secrets and everything. We're here for it.
Let me tell a quick story.
Absolutely.
And this one is going to go all the way back to when he was like a young kid. And he had this habit that he would fall asleep back in the what we call the den of our bed, of our room, of our house. And my mother was the type, she didn't like you falling asleep unless you went to bed, you know what I mean? So he would fall asleep and she would wake him up like with a stick or something. Just get up and go to bed. So one night he fell asleep back there. And Mama said, wake Jay up. I said, Mama, I'm not waking him up. So she threw something over there at him like a pillow. and hit him in the head with this pillow. And he woke up in a drowsy sleep. He woke up and said, "Ah, look at the pretty lights." and my mama said, "What you talking about, lights? Ain't no damn lights back here."
Hilarious.
She said, "Get your butt up and go to bed."
Yeah.
Jay said, look at the pretty lights.
Look at the pretty lights.
What were you dreaming about?
What my brother's not telling, my parents were disciplinarians. They didn't mess around in our house. So if you didn't do what you were supposed to do, you were going to get something, regardless. And in order to not allow her to believe that I was asleep, I had to wake up with something on my mind and say something, pretending that I was not asleep, because you were liable to get a shoe or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you went with the pretty lights.
The pretty lights. There were no lights in the ceiling, y'all. It was just lamps back there. Jay was looking up at the ceiling talking about pretty lights.
Oh, my goodness. That's hilarious.
Wow.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I tell you, we've had a few stories. I tell you, we've had a couple of them, and they all related around Alcorn. Jay probably don't remember one story. Jay, you remember that time we went, Dave, were you in the car when we went to Popeye, and that lady was just as rude as she possibly could be? And Jay pulled up to the one that as eloquent as he could be. He said, could I ask you a question? He said, could I ask you a question? He said, did you apply for this job? And he looked at him. He said, well, you act like a court of law made you come over here and go to work, because you don't act like you applied for the job the way you act. And I think Dave said, man, that woman gonna spit all in our food, man.
So he's always been this way. He's always been this way.
Oh yeah, he always been an asshole now. But he was just as calm. He said, I just want to know, did you apply for the job? Did you actually fill out the application, knowing that you might get hired to do what you're doing right now? And I was like, man, that man the snap.
I gotta ask, how old were y'all when that went down?
Oh, we was in our early 20s. It was early 20s when that happened.
Okay.
Yeah, it was in our early 20s.
Late teens.
Late teens.
20s.
Late teens.
Late teens, 20s. Yeah. We've been knowing each other. Well, see, me and Dave go way back. Me and Dave, we grew up together. Me and Jay, I met Jay my 11th grade year at Provine. Dave came on our freshman year at Alcorn.
Okay.
Because Dave was actually there staying with another roommate, and he didn't like the roommate. And so he came, and me and Dave were already friends. And so Dave would say, hey, man, you think I can come bunk out with y'all? I said, well, I ain't got no problem. So let me ask Jay. Jay said he didn't care. So, and I'm saying this to lead up into another story.
Go ahead.
I'm leading this up into another story. So Dave came on down, and so me and Dave bunked our beds. Dave put his bed on top of mine, and we bunked because at Alcorn you can just take the bed and just put it on top. Either you can have two single beds or you can bunk them. So so Dave bunked his bed. Because I said, well, Dave, we'll bunk mine since you're my friend and you moving in. So we bunked. And so now I'm going to fast forward. Man, I remember one night we were in the bed sleeping. And Jay had this tendency. I don't know. He would wake up in the middle of the night.
Here we go again.
Talking about pretty lights.
Yeah, that's where the lights come from. He would cut the light on and sit on the side of the bed.
Yeah.
And turn his head. He do the pop his neck. And me and Dave would just wake up and say, nah, we got to deal with this shit every night. Every night. He would do it every night. It was like clockwork. I don't know if he was sleepwalking. I don't know what he was doing. So this particular night, he get up out the bed and cut the lights on. I said, wait a minute, Jay, hold on. I said, how many holes you got in your drawers? I'm talking about, if he had to go sit down and use the bathroom, he would not have to take his drawers off.
Just go. He ain't even got to adjust.
And Jay will come back and say, man, ain't no wrong with these drawers just because they got a few holes in it. I said, a few. Man, me and Dave, we couldn't go back to sleep that night.
Oh, man, that was crazy. It was crazy.
The truth of the matter is I still have that philosophy.
You probably still have those drawers.
My wife will go through, or my daughter.
Your brother just said he probably do. So Dave, I'm going to the store today. I'm gonna buy Jay 7 pair of drawers.
There you go.
Damn.
And I'm gonna send you some drawers, Jay. This weekend, I'm gonna put some drawers in the mail. They're gonna be your birthday present from me. I'm gonna buy 7, and David gonna buy 7. We're gonna get you locked up for 2 weeks.
Damn.
What I don't believe is getting rid of perfectly wearable underwear.
If Jay, all them holes in the drawers you had, them drawers they were hanging on, son. They were hanging on. I remember them drawers like it was yesterday.
I am so conflicted with this story because I don't really know if I need you to remember my drawers in this way.
If you decide them drawers that night,
you can't forget what they was that. Wow, that's amazing.
Man, I'm talking. He had holes everywhere. I'm talking like somebody just shot bullets in them. And Jay said, "I ain't finna throw no drawers away because they got holes in them." I said, "Jay, them beyond holes, son. Them over with.
Still, my wife will go through and try to get rid of some. And if my daughter's doing laundry, she wants to get rid of them. But listen, don't throw away.
And I know. Wait, I know your. I'm glad your brother on this phone. I know your mama. I know Miss Sally. Didn't have y'all walking around here with no holes in y'all drawers. I know that.
Nope. I don't know where he got that
from.
I don't know where that came from.
Hey, I know Miss Sally. She didn't play. And I know she wasn't going to have her son. If an accident was going to happen, he wasn't going to have no drawers with no holes in them.
Well, now, I'm going to tell you a quick story that's a contrast to that. Okay? You guys know Jay went to the military. He went to the Army.
Well, he doesn't call it that on this show. He calls it the ARMY.
Okay, he went to the ARMY. Okay. All right. And he left when he was it 18, Jay?
19.
19. And so he went to the Army and did well. And so, I got married and everything, and we lived in Tulsa. And he was going on a tour. I think it was to Germany. I don't remember which one. But so he had this car. And at this time, you all know Jay was a cool breeze.
Oh yeah.
He was tight, fine. He everything had to be perfect. I guarantee you, he didn't have holes in his drawers. Okay. He was what we called a pretty boy.
He was a pretty boy.
A cool breeze. So he comes to our house. He calls and said, "Hey, I want to leave my car with you guys while I'm gone." I said, "Oh, okay." This joker pulls up in my driveway it looked like a brand new Toyota Celica sports coupe. This thing was a girl's magnet. Do you hear me? That joker stepped out of that car and my wife said, "Damn."
That's a long way from that 64 Nova, ain't it?
Yeah, brother.
Whoa.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, I always tell this story that my brother was the reason for the first time I got pulled over by the highway patrol, because I drove this car to my office one day, to keep it running, just not let it sit. Mm-hmm. And I probably got about 15 minutes from my house, and the cops pulled me over. They saw me driving this sports coupe Celica. Dude pulled me over. And so then he tells me, "Get out the car and come back and sit with me." So I go back and he starts radioing in as if I had stolen this car. So he asked me, he said, "So is this your car?" Now listen to this story. No, it's my brother's car. He said, "Your brother?" "Yeah." "Who your brother?" He in the Army." "Okay." "Where your brother at?" He in Germany. He said,
Yo, what time your wife get you out of jail?
Right, this ain't ending. This don't sound like it's gonna end well. Yeah.
I said, you wait till I see that Negro.
Yeah, that didn't even sound right. That didn't even sound right. It sounded like you were lying. Yeah.
Like I was lying, right?
Hey, people think racial profiling just started.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, I got two.
Absolutely.
First one with Jay. We in the, Jay, like Kevin said, he liked to get up early in the morning. And there was a ruckus outside our dorm room one night. And Jay went to the door, he knows it. Jay went to the door looking out. There was some dudes fighting. And Jay peeked out. They were going at it. Yeah, they were going at it. And one of them, we didn't see who it was. It was like, what the hell you looking at?
Jay done stuck his head at the door, peeking at the door.
And Jay shut the door. He shut the door. I was like, Jay, who was he talking to? Like, I don't know. Jay was just that smooth. He was just that smooth.
He got up, opened that door. He opened that door so smooth and peeked his head out. The next thing I said, what the hell are you looking at? He's no back. They said, Jay, who was he talking to, Jay? I don't know. Jay, he was talking to you. He was talking to you, wasn't he, Jay? He said, why you close the door then?
That's hilarious.
Hey, and Jay had that Nova. Jay had that Nova back in the day. He had that Nova back in the day. And we coming back from Alcorn.
We coming back from Alcorn.
Going through some, pecan feed. Yeah, in the middle of nowhere.
I don't know if your brother remember this.
Out in the middle of
18 is a place called Smith Pecans. Orchard.
Yeah.
So we driving up 18. Go ahead, Dave.
Yes.
Hold on, David. Pronounce that word again.
Okay.
David, pronounce that word again. Did you say pecans or did you say pecan?
Oh my God.
I said pecan. I said pecan. That's how we say it, Jonah. That's how we say it.
That's how we say it, pecan.
That's how we say it, Jonah. Yeah.
Because some of these ninjas on this show here believes it's called pecan.
Oh no. No.
What we're not going to do is create an Arkansas Mississippi beef right now. All right, we're not doing that. This is supposed to be a happy day, gentlemen. It's supposed to be a happy day now.
No, that sounds like a northern term. Pecan. What is that?
Pecan. I don't want no pecan pie. I don't want no pecan pie. I want buckaroo pie.
Hey, that's like syrup and syrup.
Yeah.
Say it one more time. Syrup
like
and syrup.
Syrup and syrup.
We want syrup.
That's right.
Yeah. That's what I want.
Well, in that we can agree.
Okay, good job.
Was that? Whoa! Was that a New York Giants cup that I saw?
It absolutely was.
We sorry. We apologize.
Okay, we
apologize.
Listen, I wasn't going to drink the Cowboy stuff because I know y'all.
If I would have known that, I would have declined this call. I would have declined this call and called you personally. You know what I'm saying? New York Giants, man, come on, bro.
Listen.
Come on, bro.
Listen, I know y'all still in mourning, so I'm not gonna say nothing about your Cowboys. I'm not believing
still early. Yeah, it's too
early. Y'all processing right now, so I'm gonna leave it alone.
Don't.
Dave. Flores finna take them down. He finna take them down.
Yeah, big time.
Oh God, that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious.
Yes. Hey, we need to come on that podcast. When you do that podcast talking about that, let's talk about this.
We're doing that tonight. 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. Yeah.
I'm gonna join in tonight. I just want to listen. Y'all got seriously, y'all had good come. But anyway, we coming back from Alcorn, and it's about dusk, and it's nothing around. And me and Kevin, we just chilling in the car, and
don't forget April. April was in the car with us, girl.
Yeah.
April was with us.
Right. And the car just goes quiet. And we thinking he fixing to, stop him. Jay just gets out.
I mean, now wait a minute, Dave. Hold on, Dave. We just drive. And all of a sudden, he just pulled over the side of the road.
Yes.
And just driving on the side of the road, ain't saying nothing. At this time we just coasted.
Get out. Yeah. Yeah.
We just
so he gets out of the car, shut the door, and started walking. He just started walking.
And leave us in the car.
Man, Kevin,
leave us in the car ain't saying nothing.
What the hell is this dude going, man? Jay didn't tell us nothing. Didn't say a
Jay
word.
just pulled over. He just pulled over, cut the car off, put it in park, got out, put his hands in his pocket, and started walking. Toward Jackson. Toward Jackson. And me and Dave and April in the car. What the hell? What did you do? So we done sat there. We sitting there like Boo Boo, Bobo, and Bonina in the car, looking at each other. We get out the car and say, hey, Jay. Oh, it just cut off. It's over with. She ain't going nowhere. I said, we can't even work on it. Y'all can if you want to. Hit the key.
Damn.
Hit the key.
So
It just left us there.
So I had this crappy blue Chevy Nova before Eddie Murphy had his crappy blue Chevy Nova.
Right.
And it was a piece of crap. And it would cut off on you in a heartbeat. Mostly at red lights. Sometimes while I was driving along, it cut off. And I knew when it was cut off, so I would just, ease over, and I would always, park it and get out and start walking. Generally speaking, I had the ability to call my dad if I was in the city, but this time we was out coming from Alcorn, so it was the wilderness, ain't nothing out there. And I just got out and started walking. I didn't think, to tell the guys in April, guys, let's go for a walk.
He didn't say nothing. He just left us in that car.
It's true.
So they just sit in the car just like.
And to this day, he ain't apologized for it.
No.
How far did you guys walk?
We didn't walk.
To the orchard.
We was right there at the Smith Pecan thing.
Okay.
So we wasn't that far off. I mean, it was probably about a mile.
Yeah.
But you would have liked to know why the guy who owned the car decided to stop the car and leave y'all there. That would have been some good, valuable information.
I don't even know how Jay got home. I think I called my granddad. Somebody came and got me. Me and
I
Dave.
I think my daddy came and got me. I don't
Wait a
know.
minute. You said you called it went from we going somewhere to every man for themselves.
It pretty much was,
Yeah.
It was. We were on out. I mean, he was through with us.
And guess what? We didn't fall out about it.
No,
That's Jay. That's Jay. Yeah, that's Jay.
Well, listen.
He got the car fixed, and I think we were on. I think we rolled back that Sunday coming back. He said, "Hey," he called us. He said, "Hey, man, the car fixed. I'll be by such and such time. Pick y'all up."
Well, but I'm gonna tell you, everybody didn't feel the same way about that because we tried to get April on this show and she declined.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
But seriously, you say that car was raggedy, and but to me, Jay was rich.
Oh man,
yeah,
it was rich.
Hold on.
He had a car.
I'm so glad you said that because Jay was rich. He been trying to act like he has relatable poverty stories with us, but he doesn't. He and Lawrence were rich.
Hey, let me tell you something. Let me say this now. They used to live when they used to live in one of the what was the name of the neighborhood they used to stay in? Y'all used to stay in, Jay.
Talkin
There you
NOIZ.
go. There you go.
Kidding. I don't know.
Jay was bougie. Jay was
Over
bougie.
on Robinson. That was half his problem back then. He was so bougie and he used to have a silver spoon in his mouth.
Oh, the truth is finally coming out.
And his mama finally told him, "Now you can earn this silver spoon." That's why she got in that Nova. But Jaden used to stay over there in that expensive neighborhood. It was one of the richest black neighborhoods in Jackson back then.
His mama told him she had a silver spoon. He didn't.
There it is. I believe that by Miss Sally. Miss Sally didn't play that now.
Yeah, any brother coming up with us had a pool table. They were doing pretty good. You know what I'm saying?
Jay had a pool table. Lawrence had a pool table.
Yeah, we had a pool table.
Well, they dad.
My dad.
They dad was a pool shark. My
dad owned the pool hall, and so he had a pool table. It was a regulation table, and that's how he taught us how to play.
Okay, I see what it is now. So now, when we get into these conversations about poverty, I don't want to hear your mouth no more, Jay. We're done with that.
See,
You can't relate at all.
what y'all don't understand
Thank you, Lord.
is both, and Jay and I were pretty much raised by our aunts, not our parents. And so, like, my dad was gone most of the time because he was working 12 jobs. And my mother was gone most of the time because she was a realtor and working in a church and doing something else. So we spent a lot of time with her 6 sisters in my hometown. And, you know, she had 5 of them that had, 7 or more kids. So we had cousins all over.
Y'all just blended in.
Yeah. And being with them was a dramatic difference. Like dramatic. And so some of those stories I'm sure he tells is because he experienced them, not at our house, but at their house.
Gotcha. Gotcha. All right, cuz you off the hook. Lawrence said, you got okay. So you guys were all at Alcorn together. Is that what that's what I mean?
Well, me and Jay went to high school together. Me and Dave, we've been knowing each other as long as we could know each other. Our families are close knit. Matter of fact, his sister is married to my first cousin.
Oh wow!
And so his home church was like my second home church. So we just all grew up together. And then when like I said earlier, I met Jay my 11th grade year at Provine, and we just became, because me and Jay probably knew more people at Provine because I went to this other high school that was Lanier, which was across the way, and we moved in Provine.
How about them dogs?
833 is in my blood. I can't get it out.
You went to Lanier. Wow.
I did.
So how about them dogs,
me
bro?
and Jay met.
Yeah.
But me and Jay knew more people than I did at Provine, and I really didn't know a lot of people. But we just connected. I don't know how we connected, how it clicked, what happened or what. But we just started becoming friends. We just became friends, and over 30 years later.
That is really
30 years later. If that was unnecessary what he just did, but
that was unnecessary.
Let me tell you this about David. David was a very popular guy in high school.
Hey, he was actually
Stop it,
Mr.
He was Mr. Lanier. Yeah, he was a very...
Don't believe the hype, brother. Don't believe the hype, bro.
It wasn't but one other person running, and they weren't gonna vote for that other person. So
see there's a hate right there. I knew it was coming. Shade, man, shade.
Wow.
Yeah, but me, like I said, me and Dave in junior high school and high school and so on and so on. But Jay, then he blended in with me and Jay, and we've been the best of friends.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've been to Colorado with Jay, met up with Jay in Florida, been to Dallas. We've done. Now he took this almost 306'3" black man snow skiing.
Skiing, yes. I remember you telling me that story, Big D.
I told him, I said it wasn't on my bucket list, but I'm gonna put it on to check it off. I ain't never got to do that again. Black folks. Well, he made me a lie because him and Opal and Jasmine, they skied very well. I told him, man, this ain't I can't do this.
Jasmine skis very well.
Yes, they ski very well.
Jay just rolls down the hill.
He just rolls down the hill. That's all I was doing, rolling down the hill. But
that's all I would be doing. I ain't trying to. Hey, I'd be so focused on not falling and breaking my leg. I'd be like, hey,
that's a very hard sport. Then he took me down to we were down in Miami. He took me jet skiing. He was trying to get me to go do underwater snorkeling. I told him that shark ain't finna get me confused with being no seal. And think he gonna eat me, Doc. I ain't going under no water, Doc. You can cancel that.
Oh boy.
So we did do the jet skiing.
I remember Jay. Jay was living in Tampa at the time. Him and you married to Opal at that time? Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
And so our family was down at Disney World, and Jay was living in Tampa. And I got 2 kids. For a kid, and I'm strapped for cash. What year was that, Jay? That was in the 90s.
Yeah,
it's in the 90s. Yeah. Tampa, yeah, it was a long time ago. But we went to Jay took us to this, Jay is, he's a bougie cat.
Bougie. I already know where you're going with.
He took us to this
restaurant. It probably was the highest restaurant in
I got the menu. I got the menu, and the prices weren't on the menu. So I knew it was something fishy going on.
Yeah, you already knew right then and there.
I already knew. So at that time, I was like, I'm not that hungry. I'm not. I'm not. Yeah. Me and Betty was like, we're not that hungry.
Yeah,
but
we fasting.
Jay was getting sea bass. He was getting appetizers. He was getting drinks. He was getting the whole shebang. Hey man, eat up. It's plenty where that came from. So Jay buying and drinking. They buying and drinking. They doing all, and we having a good time. And everybody gets the bill. Jay got his bill, and I thought he was gonna lose it. He starts sweating in the head. His head starts sweating. He kept staring at that bill. He kept staring at that bill. Yeah. He sneaked it and asked Opal. He was like, "What did you eat?"
He still will ask.
I don't know what the price. I don't know what his price was, but Jay did a lot of sweating that night. What was your bill that night?
I don't
what was your bill?
Let's talk about it.
I don't remember. I tell you what, that's actually happened before. Once we were in New York, and we were determined to have, New York is known for good dining, good shopping and good dining. We were determined to have ourselves a good steak in New York. And we went to this fancy restaurant, don't remember the name of it, and ordered steak. Might have had a glass of wine with it, and may have had dessert.
Wow!
When the bill came, it was like,
my God!
My God! I remember that bill because that was more recent. It was like a $500 bill.
Ooh, wow!
And it was like, oh my gosh! So yeah, I do like fine dining. I do like.
Hey, what's that, Jay? What's that place you took me to when we went to Colorado? I don't know what it was, but I know we ain't had no but a hamburger and some fries and a drink, and it was over $100. And he was saying, I was saying, right, Jay, what the hell? He said, but Kevin, this is what he said to me. This is a 5 diamond. I said, what a diamond is? We didn't have no but a hamburger and some fries.
That was at the Broadmoor Hotel.
Oh, the Broadmoor.
Oh, that's my dream place. That's my dream place to go to. I want to go hang out at the
atmosphere.
That's a nice place.
And then 2 days later, we ate at Red Robin, and it was just as good. And then I had all the fries I could eat. And refills on drink. And I told him, I said, hell, we should have just came here.
We could have ate here all week for the same price.
Right.
Oh my goodness, that's so funny.
I said, we're some old country boy. We ain't got to do all that, man. But that's Jay. Hey, just like Dave say, that's Jay. He want to take you to the finest restaurant. He's gonna treat you right now.
He's gonna show you right now.
The noise makers say they ready to roll with you, Jay. Whenever you're ready to roll. One of our sponsors, Mr. Popcorn World, LeBaron Burton, he said, so does this mean, since y'all boys, does that mean that everybody in that blue and silver, is that what's going on? Like all four of you are Cowboy fans?
I'm a Cowboy. Let me say this. I used to be a Cowboy fan until they did my boy Tom Landry. I just can't get over the Tom Landry.
Oh, wow.
They did my boy Tom Landry. I used to have starter jackets. I used to have my room with curtains, comforters, pillowcases, shams, garbage can. Used to be nothing but Danny White, Tony Dorsett. I'm way back Cowboy man.
Yeah.
When they did my boy Tom Landry the way, instead of just letting him riding off into the sunset, they pushed him. They told him to get on that horse and get the hell up out of here. When they did it, I still like him because I'm a Dak fan. I like Dak, but I ain't like them guys right there. They diehard Cowboy fans.
They diehard, man.
Well, now Jay, wherever he living, that's who fan he is. Because when he was in Tampa Bay, he was a Tampa fan. when he was
Then
in
went to Denver. Yeah, he
was
was
a
in Denver. He was a Bronco fan. He was a Bronco fan.
Now he got to Dallas. Now he got weather.
What the hell?
That is breaking news because he'll swear to me, "Oh, I'm cowboy."
Lawrence, am I right, Lawrence? I'm gonna let
he used to be a Denver fan. Actually, he grew up a Cowboys fan because my mother was a Cowboys fan.
There you go. Don't do him like that, big boy. Don't do Jay like that. Yeah.
We still telling the truth, though. We still telling the truth. Go ahead, finish it, Lawrence.
Then when he moved, he became something else. And then when he moved to Texas, he became a Cowboy fan again.
Okay. All right. Well, it's in his blood, man.
Sounds like they went full circle. You know?
Right.
We'll get that, Jay. But when he was in Denver, he bled blue and orange.
Yeah, he couldn't talk to my mother. He couldn't talk to my mother about no Denver Broncos. She was like, "I'm not trying to hear that." So,
but again, he went to New York. He did go to New York,
and he was a New York
Giants fan. He ain't a damn Giants fan. See,
well,
you see what I'm saying?
No.
Well, listen. Sometimes you sin, and the Lord forgives you, and that's just how that works out. It just the Lord is merciful. You know, man, this is amazing. This has been amazing. Man, I appreciate you, gentlemen. I know you guys are busy, and this was a moment where we had to kind of work it all out, but we worked it all out, and y'all.
Man, I appreciate it.
I need y'all to tell your boy right now what y'all need to tell him. Why don't we start with Kev, and then we'll work our way through the crew. How about that?
All right, Jay Joyner, I just want to say, man, it's an honor. I don't have many people. You know, I always tell people we use this word friends so freely, and we really have to reevaluate ourselves when we really label people being our friends. But you are the epitome of when I truly say that you are my best friend, one of my best friends. You and Dave, my best friend through thick and thin. We've been there, ups and downs. You tell me when I'm wrong. You tell me when I'm right. You even tell me when you're proud of me. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that so very much, man. I was just so excited when I got the text from Opal and about doing this podcast with you, wishing you a happy birthday. You know, we ain't into all that mushy stuff, you know, but every once in a while, I called Jay the other night, Dave. I was at a Jackson State game. Every time I'm around the JSU Sonic Boom, I can't do nothing but think of Jay Joyner. I'm always calling him and FaceTime him so he can see the boom. So I was at the game the other night, and I was in Atlanta last month. In December, I tried to do it. He never would answer the phone. And so I got him the other night, and he finally so he did hear a little bit of the boom the other night. But I said that to say this, Jay, I love you, man. As they say, my brother from another mother. I appreciate you. I love you. I love Opal. I love Jasmine. Man, happy birthday to you, man. I wish you nothing but the rest of this day. I pray that you can have at least 52 more years, but I don't know what they're going to look like, so I ain't going to just bless you with good strength and good health. But as long as the good Lord wants you to be here. Yeah. But I love you, brother. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Awesome.
Hey, Jay, man. It's when I first met Jay, the first day I met him, and you don't really you meet a lot of people, and you don't. It's like very few people are. It's like you've been knowing them for years. Jay was one of those people that after just being around him just for a few minutes, you know, this guy was genuine. He was just a stand-up guy, and you don't meet people like Jay, you know, every day. And that's why I consider him one of, he is my best friend, one of my best friends. And he's always been honest. He's always been just a person that you can count on. You can talk to him about anything, and things that we talk about, I know that it's between us. You don't have to worry about him ever going behind your back or anything like that. He's just a trustworthy guy. And guys like him are few and far between. And the two people that was on this call, I could consider them brothers. I consider Jay is my brother, and he's just like one of my closest friends and a brother to me. So, man, I wish you a very happy birthday, special birthday to you, and man, I love you, and I hope you're blessed with many, many more.
That's
what's appreciating that.
So.
I won't be long, man, but I first of all want to say thank you or happy birthday, and thank you for being a brother that I can be proud of, as well as someone that I like. Because you can have people in your life that you love, but you don't necessarily like them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I appreciate the fact that you and I have endured throughout the years and maintained a relationship that we both can be proud of, and that's largely due to your efforts, and I appreciate that. Also, am thankful that thank you for being a person who lives out the blessings that God has afforded you in your life. And so don't ever be ashamed of that, but I'm grateful that you share your blessings in a way that is something you can be proud of. So I love you for that. Also, I want to thank you for my niece. I love you, but thank God you had my niece.
There you go.
She's very special, and you and Opal have done a fabulous job with her, because heck, I'm not even her daddy, and I'm proud of her. And so that is something. And the scripture talks about that your children will grow up and call you blessed, and that is something that a man should desire in his life. And so you have achieved that, and I'm really, really proud of you for that. So I wish I was there with you to celebrate with you, but I'll see you probably in a couple, 3 weeks.
For sure.
Awesome.
All right.
I just want to highlight something real quick before y'all go. Lawrence started his final speech with, "I won't be before you long." There are pastors in the Joyner family that have never accepted their calling, but they are pastors for sure. They got the lingo, they got the tonality, they got it all. They're pastors. And, gentlemen, this has been better than I could have ever expected. Thank you all for pulling up the way that y'all have today. Jay, you got anything you want to say to the brothers?
I love you guys, man. Total surprise. I had not a clue at all. My wife actually kept a secret because I had no idea. So when Lawrence and David popped up on the screen, I was ready to cuss. I didn't know what the hell. Thank you guys for taking our time to celebrate with me. I thoroughly appreciate it. Love you guys much.
Love you too, man.
Take care, y'all. Good to meet you. Good to meet all y'all. Good to meet you.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
I know where to get all the secrets and stories from, so we're gonna be seeing each other again, I'm sure.
Hey, send me the link. Send me the times when y'all be on. I love to
absolutely. God bless you guys.
All right, take care.
All right. That was David. That was Lawrence. That was Kev. I got your black ass, didn't I?
Not a clue.
Yeah, man. And I would have listened. I probably would have done more, but the date snuck up on me. And I know it. And you know what's funny? You know how somebody's birthday is around a certain time, and I knew it was coming up, but you just don't always remember the date. That's one of the things that Facebook has done a marvelous job of, is helping you keep up with dates and stuff. But I just forgot the date. That's why I asked. I said I know it's this week, but when you said Wednesday, I was like, oh crap, I don't know how much time I got. So we worked it out, man. That was just better than I could have ever hoped for. So. And I will never forget the look on your face, my friend. That is
honestly, those guys mean the world to me. They are,
they should.
They are the most important to me.
You know what, Jay? Listening to them tell those stories, it reminded me of something that I think is reflected in my own life. before we ever really truly get a relationship with God, I think God sees us and gives us the opportunity for his protection. And one of the ways he does it is that I think he puts us around people that will keep us, especially when we're called to something greater. Let me say that. He'll put us around people that will kind of insulate us from what could be.
Right.
If that makes sense. And we have to choose. Now, we got to choose them. It's still our choice because we can go a different way. I'm sure for every David and Kevin, there's some other guys that you could have ran with and went a whole different way. Right. But you said, no, these seem like my kind of people. I'm going to roll with them. And that's so important. And it's an important element, I think, of for, even for our kids, to teach our kids. You have a choice to be around what's right as opposed to what's popular or what's wrong. And you got to choose what's right every single time. So
I agree. Wow. I owe you. That was amazing.
LeBaron said, them boys gone.
The irony is it's rare that I see you speechless, and you are really speechless today.
Total shock.
I love it. I love it. And I also love knowing that you are not an all-in Cowboy fan. You are a hybrid.
No, I am. That's a lie.
No, the truth is out now, Jay. It's been Tampa. It's been Denver. It's been the Cowboys. You're all over the place, man. Your allegiances are all over the place.
Today.
You owe Opal a lot for this one because she helped me pull this off, brother. You owe her big time.
Wow.
You're going to have to give her the good loving tonight.
Yeah, like yesterday.
Can't do 2 days in a row. That's too much.
What the?
She earned 2 days, man.
She earned 2 days.
She earned 2 days. Matter of fact, you need to put in some extra work because she hooked that up. She hooked this up, brother.
Get you some ginseng or some apple vinegar or something.
Beautiful collaborative effort.
So 2 of those guys on there, my brother, I think I've told you guys the story. He married his junior high school sweetheart. That picture he showed up there.
Right.
They've been together for so long. I don't even call her sister-in-law. She's because I've known her all my life. My brother is 6 years older than I am. So when he started dating girls, her primarily, she's all I've ever known. And the example that he has set as a man with his family, his wife, man, it's unbelievable. If any of you think that I am a good dad or a good man or a good husband, whatever you want to call it, I get it from my brother. He set the example.
Wow.
And because of that, I have always honored him in my life for being the man that he is.
Wow.
Now Dave married his high school sweetheart.
Really?
He was Mr. Provine, but she was most popular in school. And Betty is her name. And how that ugly joker got that pretty woman, I still don't understand. But
hilarious.
But he did. And has a beautiful marriage and a beautiful life together. Generally speaking, and this is not going to sound right, but I've always believed that you just about have to leave Mississippi to have a good life. But Dave showed me that that's a lie. It was a very good life, him and Betty there in Mississippi. And I really am proud of him. Now, Kevin, on the other hand.
Oh.
Kevin's married and been married for many, many years. He didn't marry his high school sweetheart like the other two. But he also is a good guy. And that to me is what manhood is all about. Surrounding yourselves with other men that show you that it's possible.
Yeah.
which is why I have no tolerance for men that don't do the right thing.
Yeah.
Lives of the people that are around them. My brother was correct. Our life at our home was like fairy tale. It was so good that we didn't fully appreciate it or understand it until we would go over to our relative's house. Over there, it was always, I think I've told you guys, it was always a Friday or Saturday night main event.
Yeah.
Somebody was fighting in the house. And oftentimes it'd be the mom and the dad, not just the kids. But because my mother was such a family person, she never stopped us from going over. In fact, she encouraged it so that we could see that we really were blessed.
Wow. Your deacon said somehow we made it back to the damn Black father. Listen, this is his birthday.
It's highly important.
You gotta let him have it.
What were we talking about before they so rudely interrupted us? Because we was getting ready to have a damn good conversation. I forgot what it was.
Well, listen, and we were talking about Whoopi, but I ain't gonna hold you. That conversation was to hold you in place until they got here. So we can go back to it for sure. But I definitely wanted to make sure you were fully engaged.
I was excited.
You were rolling, bro. You were rolling. You said you were in rare. You were in form. And then we rocked your whole damn world. That's what we did today. That's really what happened here on the show today. What I love is the arrogance on Monday, because I started working on this in my head on Sunday, and I said I got to figure out a way to pull this off, but I don't know how to do it. And then the Lord reminded me of a way to reach your lovely bride, and I said, "Oh, that's right. Do it this way." And I said, "Okay." And then she just, God bless her, she's a wonderful woman, that Oprah.
Yes, from one Jamaican to another.
Yeah, he was. It wasn't fake, LeBaron. It was a real conversation, but it was intended for other purposes that he thought it was. Yeah,
it was a distraction.
It was definitely a distraction. I said, and I knew I had to make it salacious enough to where he would fully engage. So I said, okay. That's
why he wasn't even looking at the screen.
Oh, he was. Listen, it took it. Go back and watch the show, everybody, because this is gonna be one of the repeat shows you're gonna want to see. When they hit the screen, it took him a minute to realize what the hell was happening. He was like, he said, "Yeah, but." And then wait, what? Oh, what?
I know those people.
It was fantastic. It was
priceless.
So this is definitely one of those classic shows, start to finish, that they will always remember. But I do love the I don't need nothing. Everything. I heard all that. I was like, you know what? We can all get a little bit of something extra. It ain't always got to be gifts, but there's many ways to give a gift.
Just a little more.
Yeah.
Well, what you did was more than appreciated, over the top for me. That those three guys, that was it. That was good.
Well, see, one thing I've learned, despite our many wonderful debates that we have on this show, our basic foundations are cut from the same cloth. So when we get gifts like this is the type of stuff that makes us go, wow, this is the type of stuff that really hits our heart. So no, I knew this was would get you right where it needed to be. Now, the only negative really was that cowboy nonsense that y'all was spitting. It would have been a perfect show had they not.
You didn't want to decide to drink out of your New York Giants.
Because I'm drinking coffee. This is what my wife served it to me in today.
I did.
I didn't pick the cup.
It's my fault. I made the coffee and put it in his cup.
She picks the cup. I'm actually kind of angry at the Giants right now at what just happened. It got us out. New GM got us out here looking crazy. So
I thought you said things was gonna change once he got there.
Well,
we will see. We will see. Doesn't look good right now.
We off to a bad start. This was a bad start. And if you tune in tonight
at the 5,
on the 5, I'm gonna let y'all in on some of the behind the scenes, because I have some information from behind the scenes, accurate information as to how this all unfolded. And
Wow.
it's a bad look. It's a bad look. You're right. I can't really. I'm gonna tell you this, and I'll just give you a sneak peek. It's an exercise in what happens when you don't mind your business.
Oh,
you have to take care of your own business. You can't leave some parts of your business to other people. You got to take care of your own business. When you do that, you get the results you want. But when you don't, you get nothing. Tara says she still don't know about the church incident.
Tara.
You might as well tell her. Just tell her.
Bill Belichick. Let's talk about that.
He is the king of distraction.
Listen, but seriously, that Whoopi Goldberg conversation, we're going to get back to it one of these days.
Yeah, no, we can get back to it. We can get back to it at some point. Yeah. Matter of fact, we pick up on it tomorrow for sure. Because what I do want to do is engage in that part of it. Because I think that's I'm very concerned that this might be it for her.
You think so?
Well, listen, man. I don't mean to sound insensitive when I say what I'm about to say, but I don't know if I'm wrong when I say what I'm about to say.
But you about to say it.
I'm about to say it. Jewish people run Hollywood.
Well, and there's that.
And they well, I didn't say they completely run it, but they run a significant portion of Hollywood. And that is not a group of people that you can come piss off. And you did that. And you did it brazenly. You didn't just do it once, but you went to a talk show and doubled down on a whole nother network. So I don't know, man.
Well, and she's not gonna let you censure her either. So
she's not gonna let you censure. That's the other part. So
she did say what she said on the other show, but she's not gonna be, because that's one of the reasons why we watch, is because she speaks freely on The View, and she's been like one of the anchor members of The View, if you will, that's been there almost the longest.
Yeah.
So, and to represent the culture. So when you you're gonna cancel Auntie Whoopi because of her.
And let me say this: I don't know if you can get contrite enough for some groups. Some groups don't care that you apologize or you walked it back or you now been educated, or that. Some groups are like, it don't matter. Like. So I don't know.
Right.
I think the president did the right thing and probably helped to save her job, because I think the president is a black woman.
I believe she's safe because, first of all, she's Jewish.
She is Jewish. That's the thing.
Right. But secondly, because she really has had an impact over the years. But what she said, even though it was wrong, a lot of minorities, whether it be black or Hispanics, have thought that or feel that way. These are all white people. What was the racist part? But the reality was, it was racism. It was because they were not as pure as the Nazis wanted them to be. So
was it racially insensitive? Because we are like about a week or so from the actual the Holocaust. Because at Hananiah School they were having a moment of silence and solidarity. Because they've been discussing the Holocaust, so there's some type of remembrance or memorial in a past week or past 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, let me say this. It was that, but it was also just it just sound. Here's what black people got to do. We got to go understand other folk beside ourselves. And you may not agree. You don't have to agree with what their situation is, but it don't make you right in your disagreement. It's just a difference of opinion. But that wasn't stated as an opinion. That was just stated as a fact that wasn't really a fact. Because if you truly understand the Holocaust, and I'm a historian, so I do understand it, and I know that was that's not even a question. Hitler said out of his own mouth we being Germans are the superior race and Jews are not. So he said it was race. He stated it was race. Right. Yeah, so you can't, that's not really a place of argument. Right. So she just because you think it don't mean you should say it sometimes. Sometimes you got to back down. Sure. Let's say, can we acknowledge that black folk can't be racist? Let's not act like Jewish folk haven't had the ability to be Jewish and white.
In this country, he's correct.
Yeah.
That doesn't negate the fact that they were treated the way they were treated by the Europeans, the Germans, the Nazis. But in this country, he's correct.
And I'm not saying. Yeah, and I'm not saying that you guys are wrong even now with some of the things that you're saying here now. I'm just saying in the seat that she sits in, you can't say it.
You can't say it. Right.
You can't say it. That might be your honest, true feelings, but you can't say it.
And just because it's your feeling doesn't make it right. It was racism, even though we have historically believed that it really wasn't racism.
Right. Black people don't believe that's racism.
Right.
Because like she said, it had no skin tied to it. So we like, how's that racism? It's white people against white people.
I mean, because every time I've ever seen pictures of the Holocaust, now I've never had the privilege to visit the Holocaust Museum. I'm sure Jay has. Because I haven't seen it, most of the pictures and stuff that I see, I have not seen black Jews in the Holocaust. But just because I haven't seen it doesn't mean it didn't happen. But most of the pictures, if you go online and look up the history or textbooks and stuff, there are no black Jews that have suffered the Holocaust. But like I said, it doesn't mean that it hasn't. It just means that's not the stuff that the media has put out there.
But that was her point, Ron. Her point is that it was inhumane what was done by Hitler to Jewish people, and it was evil, but not necessarily racist. That was her point. If everybody wanted to take a minute to hear it and listen to it,
yeah,
but they didn't want to hear it. And here's the problem with America, which was what I think makes our show so much special all the time, is that we at least want to hear the other opinion. Most of America right now, because we're all turned into bands, we don't want to hear a balanced conversation. We don't want to hear a difference of opinion. And so there you go. So immediately the moment she says it, she's automatically wrong. Well, she's not wrong. It's just in a different opinion that you don't want to hear. But how do we ever learn? My problem with the conversation, honestly, is not so much what she said as much as it is, why can't we say things that we don't agree with anymore?
Yeah.
That somebody else doesn't agree with anymore. And it not become an
canceling?
An event. Yeah, a canceling event. Educator, if you think you're right or if you think she doesn't understand completely, educate her. Bring her to a place of education. Bring her to a place of conversation. But if everybody's so uber sensitive or fake uber sensitive that we can't have real conversations anymore, then we're never going to heal as a country. We're never going to get anywhere. I like what Jay said earlier in the conversation when he thought we were having a real conversation. He said, this is not a time for you to state your opinion. This is a time for you to learn. And I think we're not doing as a country enough learning anymore. Because we have Google, we don't think we have to learn anymore. So
I agree.
It said, when did Jewish become a race and not a religious belief? Sean, yeah, you asked that question earlier. I think it's always been that way. If I'm being honest, I don't know if it's ever not been that way. The same way with Muslim. Muslim is simultaneously a race and a belief system. Well, anti-Semitic is just another way of saying you're racist. So,
it's just a
Jewish way of saying you're racist. So it's the same thing, really.
So you can say anti-Semitic about any other anybody else?
No, we generally apply to Judaism.
They got their own word. Okay. I'm
Listen,
just saying.
they were not persecuted because of their religion. They were persecuted because they were not pure white.
Okay.
That's the truth. And even though we still struggle with, I mean, there are Jewish people that don't practice the faith.
Oh yeah.
But they're still Jewish.
Listen, here in Dallas, Texas, the Metroplex, when we had a hostage situation here just a couple of weeks back, I mean, everything was shut down. I've never seen a hostage situation work out so swiftly in all of my, unless I was watching a TV show. I'm talking about they pulled a team, some team for escalation or whatever from across the U.S. They hopped a plane and came all the way down here and made sure that no lives were lost.
Yeah.
Now, the guy was killed, but they made sure there were no Jewish people deaths in that hostage situation. I was like, man, they got that real quick. That was some serious stuff. So was that, did they get it real quick and call the Avengers and all these other people together to make sure that it wasn't going to end up being some type of serious incident because of the, because of that they were Jewish?
So wait, two ways I look at it about what you just said. Supposedly, okay, so the Christian faith comes from the Jewish faith.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Christ was a Jew, right?
Yes.
Right.
So we, in part of this supposed Christian nation, we honor the Jewish people because of who they were, being Christ's faith, what Christianity comes from. So we honor it because of that. Jews have a special place somehow in this nation because of that. That's one thing. Another part of it is because their wealth. And not all Jews are rich, so that's not true. But they do have money, and therefore they must be protected. But the third thing is they stick together.
Okay.
Yeah, big time.
If you ever want anybody to respect you, you have to first stick together as a people, and you will garner that respect eventually. Jews present themselves as a cohesive unit, even though some Jews aren't practicing, but they're still Jewish. And you have different types of Jews. You have the more extreme, I forget what they're called, but they're in New York City. I have to look it up. The more extreme that walk around with the hats on their head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
rabbis.
That's like an Orthodox kind of thing. Yeah.
Orthodox. Thank you. Yeah. You have those versus those that are more into I'm gonna say it, money and Western society. But yet still they stick together. We as a people don't stick together, but yet we want that same amount of respect.
Yeah. No, I don't. Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Nobody's ever going to respect you until you first respect yourself.
Well, you're really opening my eyes, because I remember just last year when they the first, or should I say at the beginning of the pandemic, rather, when I believe I remember a lot of Jewish people were burning they came in the middle of someplace like the Bronx or Brooklyn, and they were burning their masks. They were saying they did not want to wear masks. Well, I didn't see no mask paddy wagons pulling up there ready to throw nobody in there to put them all in jail. It was more of a, well, we gotta, they're entitled to their opinion. Boy, be some black people, put them ends in the paddy wagon and get them down to the jail to help them to understand that this is just the way it is. But when it was the Jewish people that was doing that, saying we ain't doing it, it's like, let's just try to talk to them. I'm sure they just don't understand that, what's going on here. What
the Jews run New York. Period. And that was probably an incident that happened in Brooklyn because it is a huge Jewish population in Brooklyn, New York.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think the thing that we got to realize, and here's the irony of this. It's a weird irony, but it's an irony. There is a liberalism within that community.
Yes.
That does kind of in ways connect to ours, but we refuse to accept it.
Absolutely it does.
And probably if we would try to kind of understand and then they would try to understand, we could probably all work together and get a lot accomplished. But for whatever reason, there's this divide that we can't quite seem to get past.
Is it because it's a deep question. Ooh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Is it because we feel like we have the patent on pain?
Well, and see, that was, oh man, because
no one else has suffered like the Africans have suffered. And don't come talk to me about no Jewish suffrage when we are the ones that suffered.
And see, that was one of the reasons why I didn't understand why Whoopi dug so deep in. Because I'm saying, if you've truly studied the Holocaust, it ain't worth an argument for. Because the Holocaust was horrific.
Right.
I mean, it was horrific. Gas chambers and blockades and beatings. And I mean, it was horrific. So I'm not going to say they didn't suffer. They suffered. They suffered tremendously. And generations got killed and eliminated in that suffering. So that's not a hill I'm trying to stand on and fight on. I don't think that's worth getting into a thing with, but
hello.
Is that your lovely bride?
Opal, I'm on the podcast.
Put on speaker.
Real Opal.
Can you put on speaker so we can thank her? Can you put on speaker so we can thank her? Oh, now you're going to mute her. Boy, you know what? You throw a guy a birthday celebration and now you want to mute you. Thank you, Opal, wherever you are.
Mm-hmm.
We got to pick this up. We have to maybe pick this up again tomorrow. This is a good conversation.
Yeah, because the chat is hopping.
I think it's an important conversation too.
It is.
The more we understand them as a people, because most Black people ain't with it. We're not trying to understand it because we see them as white people, and they are white people,
right?
And you can't tell us as Black people that white people suffering.
No, that's real. That is very real. And not only that, to Ron's point, and there was a measure of reparation that has taken place.
Oh yeah.
So when you look at the totality of the suffering, you say,
wait,
our suffering ain't the same because we ain't got no payback.
Where did the reparations come from?
They got apologies. They got some money.
Who gave them some money?
Jewish people?
Yeah, who gave them some money? Was it the German government?
Well, they've gotten a lot, and we can discuss that on the next show.
Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna say, Mama Noy, I gotta educate you. It sound like.
I mean, I'm sitting there saying that. Wait a minute, did we reach across the pond and say, well, because of what they did, we feel like we should be able to give? Wait a minute, you better take care of what was done.
Not like that. Not like
okay.
That.
Yeah, it wasn't like that. Yeah, what are you?
Okay, I'm just trying to understand.
Well, calm down, woman. It's Jay's birthday.
Oh, okay.
Listen, they're in most of our causes as Black people, Jewish people are fighting with us. And I always find that interesting because, number one, as Republicans are generally rich people, Well, that's not true. But they care about the rich. Let's put it like that. There's a bunch of hillbillies. That's Republicans, and the Republican Party don't give a damn about them. But that's not the point. That's not the point. Jewish people would benefit financially if they were Republican, is what I was trying to get to.
Yeah.
And yet, even though they have money, they are very liberal and believe in the bigger tent and lifting people up. And we could work well with them if we knew their story and knew where they stand.
Yeah, but we would have to be willing, and that's the challenge, I think, in America. So maybe that's the discussion point. Why are we not willing to reach across the racial divide? I mean, that's a real question. You know what I mean? That's a real question. All right, so maybe we'll pick that up tomorrow. But I do want to ask you, Jay, are you ready for this icy wintry mix that is taking place?
You know, I'm excited. I'm happy that the kids. I didn't mean to say excited. I'm happy the kids are out of school tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm happy my wife is on her way home right now.
Are they doing 2 days with you guys for school?
2 days.
Yeah, they're doing 2 for us too. Yeah.
It looks like primarily even operation surgeries, everything's shutting down.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Couple of days. Yeah.
Yeah, there is a couple of hospitals that were like, sadly, I mean, they were like, look, we're not going to be able to get in and out of here.
Right. Yeah.
Well, listen, we know here in Texas, and I don't know where you're living when you're watching this podcast, but here in Texas, anything ice or winter related is a disaster waiting to happen here.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do well as we proved this time last year. We're not good at this.
But that was different though. That was.
I mean, call it what you want, but you know, we suck. We suck at it. We're terrible.
Oh my goodness gracious! When we first moved here, I was like, "What is wrong with everybody? It's just some ice."
It wasn't. Listen, we were near a month, and we got a splattering of ice, and they shut the school down. I was like, really? But once you see them in action, once you see Texans in action, you realize we're not good at this. This ain't what we do. So,
and they don't use no salt.
Yeah,
they use a bunch of sand.
Well, salt's not good for the environment. It's really not.
Well,
it works for the roads.
I mean, listen to me. I was wondering why everything was just so rock solid. I said, okay, ain't nobody gonna put no salt down to melt some of this ice? They're like, we don't put no salt down here. We put sand in some type of brine or something. I said,
well, if you go up north, farther north than you guys, Detroit, Chicago, they use that salt, and just look at their roads.
Oh, it tears the roads all the way up.
But it does.
And look at
however,
it's corrosive.
They still continue to function with ice instead of a whole shutdown.
Yeah, but don't mess up my car with the salt, please.
See, now that was the other thing they said. It's all about, you know, what the salt does to the undercarriage of the vehicles. I said, all right, what about the safety of the people? Your undercarriage. I'm like, treat the undercarriage with some treatment.
I understand what you're saying, Mama Norris.
I mean, the little winter season is only that big. Come on, sir.
You bring in big Zeta energy today. You really are. It's very strong.
Well, you know, it's what I do.
Where's Al B today? Where's Al B?
Al B is out here in these streets trying to keep these kids alive, and we appreciate him for doing so. But obviously, he's been texting us the whole time, celebrating your birthday, and I'm sure he's gonna have a lot to say about it tomorrow, or even tonight, maybe, because he was just so excited watching your face the whole time. Right, for the safety of the people, Derry. That's right. This has been a good show, man. I gotta say, this is one of my top favorite shows for sure. This has been fantastic. Fantastic. It is rare that my friend Jay Jordan is speechless, but he was speechless today. Speechless. Knocked knock the articulation out his ass. That is that is impressive. That is impressive. It's a rare thing.
By the way, Mama Noise, I have never been to a Holocaust museum.
What?
But since you mentioned it, there is one here in Dallas, down there off of is it Latimer?
It's downtown.
Yeah, it's downtown area.
Gotcha.
Please believe it was gonna be in.
Yeah, it's down there. And I should go. I should go, honestly, and learn more about it. I really should. I go to all the other museums. I should go to that one, but I've never really been interested in going to a Holocaust museum. But I should go.
Maybe we should go so we don't get canceled.
What?
Well, I should go. I should go and report back what I find out.
That sounds fantastic.
I think we need to learn more about that.
I
agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
But see, God bless Tara. She put it in the chat for us to be able to see So if you're in the chat,
has she been?
I don't know. Tara, have you been?
It's right down there.
Let us know.
I've seen it. I just never went.
I like that. She said, first of all, please keep in mind that Zeta energy is always strong.
Would you get out of the chat? My God. She's been. She has been. There you go. Yeah.
Awesome, Tara. She said, I'm about that life. Oh.
I'm a museum nerd.
She's about museums like you are a cemetery.
No, I love museums too, but I've never been interested in going to a Holocaust museum. I just never thought it was about me, so I never went.
That's interesting. That is a very interesting statement you just made. I'm definitely going to pick up on that.
I'm being next.
I'm about to write that down.
I'm telling the truth. I just never, and I've been to every museum downtown, every last one, but I've never been to that one.
Every museum downtown?
Yeah. We like museums.
Oh, y'all like a lot of stuff. Cemetery.
I don't lie. I do like a good museum. I do.
No, I said they like a lot of stuff. Cemeteries, museums, and probably drivers, drive-ins and drives.
My wife doesn't do the cemeteries like my daughter and I.
Are you sure your daughter does it? Are you sure your daughter does it, or is she just patronizing her daddy?
She's interested in it. No, she's really interested because you go there and you read, and you are amazed at what and how old some of the people that are buried there are. You're like, wow, this is shocking.
They're not old in cemeteries.
Sounds
They're
like
dead.
Tales from the Crypt to me.
You're not old in the cemetery. You're dead.
Listen, we were on one of our daddy-daughter vacations together, and we were in San Diego, California. And San Diego is one of the most beautiful places in this country. And we were touring around, just driving. We would look. You could look out and see the different mountains, let's go over there. Let's go over there. We didn't know what was over there, but we was going over there. And we got over there, and there was kind of like a museum area, a tourist area. But then there were graveyards.
Oh no!
These were federal cemeteries. The veterans, the soldiers were buried, and the view from those cemeteries of the Pacific Ocean was priceless.
I appreciate a good cemetery view as well.
No, I can't say that I do.
Cause that's where the joke was. I had, that. I have to go for the joke.
You sit on top of a hill with all these white headstones because the soldiers are all white headstones. You know that, right? And to look at that overlooking the Pacific Ocean, oh man, it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Well, that's fantastic. I think I will I think a shady tree is just perfect. Not necessarily needing a view, not going to be able to see the ocean.
You never have any desire to pick out your cemetery where you want to go?
I mean, no, I don't believe that I have, Jay.
I've already picked out mine.
Where is it at? Is it like near a cemetery?
South Dallas, down there by Dallas Baptist University.
Why is that location? Because it's near some tourist stuff.
That's where the federal cemetery is, and it overlooks.
Oh, I know where it is. I know exactly where it is.
Yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful place.
I didn't know y'all had options. I thought when you, as military people, you just had to go where the military cemetery was.
They're concerned in the chat. Just FYI.
You don't have to be buried in a veteran or federal cemetery. You could be buried wherever you want to be buried. Mm-hmm. But if you're buried there, it's free of charge.
They're concerned in the chat. I'm just throwing that out there for whatever reasons. That you're obsessed with dead white people. I don't know what that's about either. I'm just here for it. Guys, I'm just gonna throw this out.
Y'all show hell on me, boy. I'm telling you.
No. We just concerned. That's all. Tune in for the 5 tonight. Tune in for Believe in the ACC tomorrow. We have a special guest tomorrow, Robbie Valentine. Legendary Robbie Valentine is going to join us for Believe in the ACC and talk Louisville basketball, how bad it is.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be interesting tomorrow to see what
the girls are doing good, aren't they?
The girls are killing it. The girls are amazing. The guys are not so much, but we'll talk about that tomorrow morning. Guys, we're gonna get out of here.
Please stay safe.
Yes, wherever you are, stay safe. There's a wintry flow throughout the country, really, and so wherever you are, we would like you to stay safe and don't get in no troubles. But we do want to once again say happy birthday to Mr. Cole.
Look at there.
You know what I'm saying? I hope we put a smile on your face today, and one on your face and one in your heart.
Yeah.
One in your face and one in your heart. So,
what is mean by his GPA? What is that?
I don't know.
His grandfather.
That's what I'm thinking, but I wasn't sure if that's what he
did. Is
Grandpa.
Oh,
he's buried in San
G-Paul.
Diego.
I got it. He meant G-Paul.
That's why I said grandfather.
We should have put a hyphen in there or something because it looks like his GPA.
Like GPA. Okay, yeah, grandpa. In the National Cemetery or in San Diego?
He's really struggling spelling this word today.
You know what?
No, I'm just saying, Gian Paul.
You do not want him to start with. Okay.
No, I'm just saying he likes to talk about people spelling the building.
Now he done said it. He done spelled it 3 times.
I'm just saying he likes to talk about people spelling the building and he can't get it together.
Wow, really?
Does he know which national cemetery? Does he know which national cemetery?
I don't know. That's a good question. My father is buried in one of them national cemeteries. Yeah, we just buried him. Not the biological one I talked about, but my stepfather. Yeah, we just buried him last year.
It's by some water.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah, it's really nice. That's the one he's at. Yeah, that's the one he's at.
Very nice place. Yeah,
that's very nice. It was very, very nice. I was like, man, this is.
It was bad. Some beautiful grounds. I was like, goodness, I would love to be right by a weeping willow tree.
But I'm gonna be honest.
No, I was there. I went there, but I wasn't. I don't want to stroll there. I don't want to just go over and just wander around there.
I'm not gonna let you suck us into a cemetery conversation. Y'all have a good day.
We're talking